Get on a roll, gentlemen, because it is Friday. It is 7 p.m. And that means it's time to torture ourselves once again with the veritable sea of shit that is fanfiction.
You know, I'd almost rather go beat myself with jumper cables and attach them to my unmentionables than do this show.
Yeah.
Well, be sure
Almost.
you stream it on TikTok because I hear that's all the rage these days.
Oh yeah, Mr. Beast.
I wish. Hang on, the only thing I know about Mr. Beast recently was that he built a bunch of wells and the Kenyan government was butthurt about that.
Not the Kenyan government, a guy who was running for a position in the Kenyan government.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. What horrible charity thing did he do this time?
He
No,
went to...
no. This was actually good. He got drinking water for like
I
a
was
million
being
people.
facetious.
Yeah, he was being facetious. He dug
That's
100
always the thing.
wells.
Every time he does something good, people get mad at him
Yeah,
because he did something good.
yeah. He dug 100 wells in multiple countries in
Most
Africa.
of them in Kenya.
I would say most. There was like only like 16 in Kenya.
I thought it was more than that. Anyway, point is, he got a bunch of folks drinking water.
Yeah,
All
But
right.
in doing so, he shamed the Kenyan government.
for not doing it because it was really easy. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually is really easy to survey the area and realize, oh, there's like a dozen well springs we can use that should last us several decades.
Actually, all of the wells he dug were estimated around 100 years.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, no. The problem there is not.
I'm gonna assume that's not accounting for like population inflation or growth.
It was. I assume it was only accounting for a expected average population growth instead of an
Yeah,
explosion.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
not to tar entire nations with a brush, but
Yeah.
it's a well-known issue.
Yeah.
Of corruption is a well-known issue in most of the African states.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of what
It,
happens
right?
when you.
It's a significant issue, specifically with relief money
Yeah.
that gets sent there.
Well, it's also a major issue with every single charity involved in Africa.
Well, yeah, because they're generally they're sending money to a government.
No, what I'm saying is so basically the other people that were commenting on Mr. Beast negatively was one lady was running a charity in some northeast state, and she collected like 100. She collected like 200K, and she gave herself 160K of that or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was 135K and she kept like 83K.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way,
Also,
she kept a
Kazakh is
large
the most
chunk.
dog shit fucking minigame I've ever played in my life. Why do I have 5 hours invested into it?
It's great. I love it. Pazak's amazing.
It's dog shit.
Yeah, it was a
You
thing.
know, you sounded like the people I've heard who are like, Triple Triad is an awful game. And it's like, well,
Triple
then why do
Triad
you
is the
keep
fucking
talking
best
about it?
game ever.
No, like, it's that same thing. People are like, it's so bad. Why do I keep playing it? It's like, because clearly they did something right with it, you
I would say Triple
dumbass.
Triad is not
No.
bad. It's
Dota.
No.
fuck was
Dota.
Like,
Dota.
Yeah. What the fuck was
it's like,
intent?
why am I playing this thing I hate? Because they did something that you like about it, you dumbass.
No,
It
it's
means
because
it's
I'm
Oh,
good.
you know what?
It means it was designed well.
I mean,
No, it's
A,
'cause I got
yes.
dampened
But
with
B,
it.
you know,
Anyway.
while we're here,
Yeah.
Mr. Australian,
Yeah.
give us the Revan update.
Alright, I'm on Dan to Eat and I'm playing more Pazak so I can buy everything that's fucking on it.
That's based.
No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
No, it's pretty
That's
based.
what I'm doing.
No, I think they fixed all the glitches that allowed you to get gajillion money, so Pazak is his next best method, yeah. I forget where it was, but there is one Pazak table that lets you bet like 1,000,000 credits each time. And you
Also,
can...
I found out Mission let me play Pazak with her, but she didn't bet any money, so I stopped playing after one.
I can't farm money off you. Be gone.
Yeah. On the other hand, I can't wait to unlock swoop bike races because that was actually fucking fun, and they did fix the glitch.
Oh,
so
that's
Yeah,
good.
what I'm
That's
saying, like,
good.
the swoop bike races are great.
Yeah.
Those are another great way to earn armor, to earn money and components. Okay, listen. There's a weird fucking Rhodian on Dantooine. You buy everything from that man.
Oh
okay?
yeah, that
Oh,
guy.
Alan Loff. Alan Loff, is it?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Buy everything that man offers. Because he actually offers some of the most cracked equipment in the game.
Mm,
Let's see.
Including a great pistol for you, Mr.
yeah.
Oh,
What
wait,
the
no, you know what?
hell?
Are you using just pistols, or are you open to using a rifle?
I'm open to using a rifle right now. I've got.
Okay,
and
listen,
a
don't
super
spend
bike.
any more money. You're going to Manon.
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 Listen, I haven't even beat. I just beat a cat girl that seems to be a fucking toonie for the dark side.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Not that far
she's
in.
a companion. She's great. She will tank for you. You want to
Yeah.
finish Dantooine, you want to get to Manon, and you want to get to Manon, and you ignore the main quest. You want to find a junk merchant. That junk merchant sells a blaster cannon. This thing is 8 to 14 base with
Yeah.
a chance to stun.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The way they describe this particular gun, it's essentially the Star Wars equivalent of it's the blaster equivalent of a 4090 that's been overclocked.
Nice. Excellent. Amazing. Anyway, so gentlemen, it's time for some awful stuff. And I felt like we should just, it's like cold water. We should just boom right in there.
Oh no.
Oh wait, the Ruby crossover section. Yeah, that's probably still updating with absolute garbage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Unlike actual regular Ruby, crossovers are probably fucking well alive.
Yeah, unfortunately. So we got Dust and Decepticons. When aliens fail to remnant in balls of flame,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The way I understand that you said that the author means fall, but they wrote fail. All I can imagine is that the first transformer that gets to remnant is Starscream, and he gets there on accident.
I mean,
Gosh damn it.
the responsibility fell on General James Ironwood of the Atlesian military to make first contact with these strange new beings.
No. I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. You really trying to tell me that Ozpin the Lich Lord would let anyone but him make first contact?
Truth. Who knows? Perhaps these Decepticons could be the key to the Golden Age. Surely keeping... I mean, come on, bro. They've really translated their name for you to be Decepticons.
Yeah.
Hi, we're the Backstabbers. Spelt with a Z.
We have studied your language in depth, human. The best name for us is the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Not in that way, Sunshine.
Surely, keeping the existence of these strange new beings a secret couldn't possibly backfire.
Hang on a minute. How you keeping it? Hang on a minute. The Decepticons are as subtle as... Well, I can't say that. That'll get me in trouble.
Starscream. They're a Starscream.
I mean, A, yes, but B, they're about as subtle as a Baneblade.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look. We already have mechs in Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they need to keep it secret?
Because these are sentient mechs.
We also already have those.
Yeah,
Until
well, no, I mean, to be
to
fair,
be
fair... Oh, God. Guys, don't worry. We can finally give Bumblebee the soul he deserves.
Oh no.
What do you owe knowing? Bumblebee is the perfect precious boy, and you will not slander him in any capacity.
I'm worried about you.
I was thinking you were going with giving him Penny as a girlfriend.
No! No, I mean giving him a soul, an actual soul.
Yeah, I mean, it's canonical that Transformers have souls.
Is it? When the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on a minute. When did they get souls,
I'm
my
gonna
man?
need to see some
I'll
sources
start-
on that, there, Senator.
He sources he made it the fuck
Nah,
up.
I made it a fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. But also, I mean, let's be real. I feel as dumb as it is,
As opposed to
like,
being
really,
fake?
of all the Ruby members he's going to get along best with, Bumblebee is absolutely going to get along best with, well, Yang.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
It's dumb. But I
how
mean, that's
dumb is it?
exactly
I mean,
how it is.
it's okay. So it's 5,000 words a chapter, and they've been updated. It's been a year. They've had only 6 chapters. It's been a year. That's like
Bruh.
the
How many-
speed of sign.
Wait, no. How many fics do they have? Is it spread between like 200 fics that he keeps constantly updating? Like the ones that he
22
gets
fics and
Also about my update rate.
3 stories is what they're keeping up.
Oh god. Yeah, there's not really any excuse, is there?
No, of course
No,
not. They're writing Transformers.
it's a bunch of Transformers stories.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I always feel bad when I find someone who's got, like, their niche. And it's like, I get that you clearly desperately love this thing, whatever it is. Ruby, The Legend of Zelda, Gundam, whatever.
Mhm.
I just wish you weren't shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm going through this. The spag is actually like, all right. As far as I can tell, there's like no issues here, but like, unfortunately, the plot idea is just dumb.
As we have discussed many times, guys,
Yeah.
not
Mm.
everything should be crossed over with everything.
Yeah.
Do not
know-
Well,
stick
no,
Transformers in Ruby. That's stupid. Do
well,
not.
No,
It would
no.
work because Ruby could actually have friends, just as we've seen with Penny. She's perfectly fine making
No,
friends
no,
with
no,
machines.
no,
That's
no,
good.
no, no. The problem with putting Transformers in Ruby is that there's literally nothing you can do with it in terms of the property. It's okay, so that you add Transformers to Ruby, what happens? Okay, well, are they open? Okay, if they're in the open, then they kill Grimm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, what if they're not in the open? Then they
Secretly kill
Grimm secretly. Okay. And
Because,
say
like-
they get discovered by Team Ruby. What happens then? They keep killing Grimm.
Mm.
Except
The
now
only
Ruby has
thing
a
I
sweet
could-
ride, and Yang can talk to her bike.
Oh, okay, well, what if, the Decepticons and Autobots start a war on the planet? All the hunters get together and kick the shit out of them.
Because they're bringing Grimm to all their
Yeah.
battlefields.
Okay, and also all the Transformers lose because, oh, I can turn into a car and I weigh as much as a car. It's like, that's great. My sword can cut through 5 cars.
Mm.
Hey, you want to see me hammer a car into the stratosphere?
I can turn into a jet. That's cool. I have a gun that shoots down jets.
Mm.
That's cool. I have a gun that shoots magic fall dust.
Yeah, so it's like,
Huh?
The only thing I could, because like they've got gravity dust as well, so it's like, oh, you can fly, gravity on.
right, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe they try and incorporate dust into their technology, but it's like, okay, so now they have magic weapons, question mark?
Because here's the real problem with it. And this is a problem endemic to all the Ruby now. If you stick with canon, no one, well, very few people can do anything
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
make an actual difference, right? You have to import, like, Emiya, right? You have to import like Emiya with Rule Breaker to get something done
Yeah, pretty much.
because of what Salem is.
Yeah, I mean that is what
And-
the problem is at the end of the day. It's
I don't know if Rule Break would work on Salem. Is her curse
No,
like a
it-
contract between?
we have no
Uh,
idea, but honestly, author bullshittium of it
Here's the
works
thing.
because it
Yes.
does.
Here's the thing. Rule Breaker has quite literally severed other divine contracts.
That's true.
It has
But that
it has
it's
severed divine
specifically
contracts. It
for-
has severed curses. It's like
The thing is, it's
the
only supposed to be
whole-
for contracts. That's the thing.
Oh no, Rule Breaker is quite literally says fuck the rules.
Yes.
As long as
Including
the
his
rule
rule.
is there, theoretically, if it can make some sort of... I put it up there with like the Mystic Eye of Death. It's a concept.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can break the concept behind the rule. So if the
So if
rule
he has
is
to-
she has divinity, it breaks that rule.
Well, the
the
rule
rule
is you
is
took a
she
step
can't
in the
die.
pool. Well, no, it'd be more like the rule is you step in the pool of destruction, and this happens to you, then the rule would be broken by stabbing her with it.
yeah.
Well, the rule in this case would be the immortality that she was cursed with.
It stabs her with dagger. Oh my god! What did you? Pukes up corruption.
That also makes me wonder. Would like Gabe would he the Diarmuid's yellow spear that creates unhealing wounds or
Yeah.
harp?
Yeah, no,
which is
100% would work. Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
Well, harps killed immortals before, so I feel like it could kill. I don't know about the other spear, but harps killed immortalship before.
oh, I mean, if that's part of the legend, there's no reason that it couldn't
Yeah.
kill her eventually as well.
Yeah. The yellow
Right,
spear
but-
just makes
but-
wounds that don't heal, but the harp has actually apparently Medusa was immortal before the harp killed her.
Yeah.
Right, but here's the thing. The whole point is fate is a level of conceptual bullshit.
Right, but
literally
but my point is
literally
also the power level here is that Transformers are either at or under the power level of Ruby, and also fundamentally don't really add anything to the story. Like,
The only thing I could think of is the fact that because dust doesn't work in space, Ruby doesn't have space travel, Decepticons could go into space and orbital bombardment them if they had the technology.
But what's the
Yes.
point?
yeah, but
Yeah, there is no
what's the point?
But
Well,
there's no point, but that's
yeah.
the only thing that they've really got that gives them an advantage over
I mean,
Huntsman.
yes,
They
you're
can go
right,
into
but
space.
and here's the right now, maybe you could do something interesting with I almost said Megamind.
Megatron.
Megatron. Yeah.
Megamind would be so great in Ruby.
I mean, that's a whole other thing. Right, but Megatron finds out, right? Megatron and the Decepticons are running away. It's the end of pick whatever timeline you want. The Decepticons have been almost completely defeated. Megatron's running away. He needs the Allspark, but he can't get the Allspark. He'll definitely die if he tries. Then he finds out there's this thing called the Staff of Creation. I'll make my own Allspark with blackjack and hookers.
Yes, effectively. Yeah.
Stripper poles.
Okay, no, hang on. I'm sorry. Now I'm just imagining that the genie just takes the Staff of Creation and just uses his strip pole. You took the priceless, world-altering artifact and made it into a stripper pole. Yes.
Yep.
Hey, pole dancing is great exercise.
Anyway, so point being though is
Hey,
that
you know what? You're right. Tell you what, we'll sign up for a class together.
yeah, I'm sure that'll
do
go
not
over
wanna
great.
see me
No,
You don't want to
asked
see
for
me
it,
either. That's the
Kaz.
point.
Yeah. Anyway, point being though is that
together we can inflict
basically,
psychic
there's nothing that can really be done, and it's like, okay, yeah, you steal the Staff of Creation. I fucking hate it, by the way. I hate I hate the relic idea in general.
It's stupid. I'm not arguing that. It exists.
Yeah, it
They're
exists.
MacGuffins.
I don't like them, and I really don't like the wildly different power scaling on these MacGuffins either. Staff of Creation literally is anything, anytime, anywhere, forever, but it can only do one thing at a time, which is not a limitation.
Yeah, Sword of Destruction is called that because it can basically destroy anything, right?
Yes, and
Like-
the helm of choice, the circle of choice, or whatever it's called, it lets you make a choice or something like that. Like yeah, and then the lamp can only answer 3 questions every 100 years, which is 5 generations of humans, by the way. So every 100 years, you can get 3 questions answered, but it's only what is known by the people. Like
Oh,
that's
lamp of knowledge. Was that girl actually flirting with
it,
me?
it.
or
It's
did I
not even
think
like
I
it's less
don't?
like it's less the lamp of knowledge and more the lamp of Wikipedia.
Oh, so
There's probably a shortcut in there where you use the Staff of Creation to recharge the lamp.
You can't because there's
we
nothing to
don't-
recharge. That's the thing.
Yeah,
The-
or we don't-
it's not
yeah.
it's not a power issue or anything. It's literally a
Essentially-
rule the god created for the lamp.
Yeah.
so
Or
so
we
just
don't
to be
know
clear,
anything
so the
about
lamp,
the circlet other
like
than the name.
I couldn't be like, hey Ozpin, ask the lamp what a Yamato battleship is.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. Because Remnant doesn't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. It's quite literally the lamp of Wikipedia. But
you
it's
know
like
what's funny?
like I said, on the other friggin' end of it, it's like the staff of creation. It's like I conjure nuke. It's like what? I conjure. Oh, the nuke exploded. I conjure another nuke.
Based.
Okay, sneaky, because I needed to know what it was.
Yeah.
The relic of choice is congratulations, you're Cassandra.
Oh, it's path to victory. It tells you the best way choices.
Or no, sorry, not Cassandra. You're the Oracle.
Contessa?
No, it's gonna give you one. It's gonna give you a vision of the future.
Right.
It will only show you that vision, ever.
Ah.
No one's gonna believe you about it, and it's just gonna tell you the choice. It's not gonna tell you, right? This is what I mean by the Oracle of Delphi. It's gonna tell you there's a problem. It's
Right.
not gonna tell you how to solve the problem, or how
Right.
to avoid it, or how to get anyone to help you fix it. It's just gonna tell you that there's a choice.
Lovely.
Which is what you're supposed to use the genie for.
That is
Use the circlet first and then the genie.
that is somehow more useless than the genie of Wikipedia.
It's literally, I'm gonna show you a choice. And here's the thing, by the way, it doesn't specify what choice. Like, it could specify that you're going to try to decide whether to have a blueberry muffin or the pizza you left out last night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
random
that's so
visions.
dumb.
Laura just posted it. Random visions of the future that cannot be controlled.
That
That
is
is so dumb.
so
thing.
useless.
But they specify. They even specify in the wiki. The relic of choice has the ability to show its wearer visions of a future choice they will have to make. The visions are random, and the user will only see that singular choice while wearing it. So it does. It's not even like you can keep gotcha rolling it once a day. It's gonna show you
No.
one thing.
Fucking, I'd at least prefer if I could choose between that or like 5-second battle precognition or something like that.
No, that would be
I'd
useful.
rather have, yeah.
Yeah, that would be useful, and we can't have that in Rooster Teeth land.
But yeah, anyway, look, the big problem with Ruby is because of what's been put in canon. Now, of course, you always have the option to ignore canon. As we've stated on the show, we're not huge fans of just throwing canon out the window, but there are times when you should, namely when canon is fucking stupid.
So all of Ruby.
Right? But
Arguably, yes.
if you take Ruby as written, there's only so little you can do to bring stuff in, to bring people in, because, well, how do you solve the problem in Ruby? Well, you have to kill something that can't be killed.
Yeah, and that is the problem at the end of the day, is that Ruby. Well, you can avoid that problem by, say, like, you said it earlier, Megamind. Megamind would make for an actually decent Ruby crossover, as long as you make the story about Megamind being Megamind in, I don't know, Vale or something, right? And then when you're done, you stop writing the story. You don't try and make Megamind solve how to kill an
Well-
immortal. You just end the story.
Well, I mean, if he turns her into a cube, what's she gonna do?
Well, I mean,
As long as
yes,
she doesn't
that's
get into
fair.
water.
That's yeah. I
As long
mean,
as she doesn't get into water.
right,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
huh. I suppose
Yeah,
that
that-
does
yeah.
technically solve the problem.
yeah. Effectively, I guess, yeah. I mean, it doesn't solve the Grim problem, but it solves the immortal controlling the Grim problem.
It solves the issue of the one who can just be like, you know what, you guys aren't spawning quick enough. Let's just up that by 100.
What you're telling me is that the easiest
I'm gonna
and
turn
best way to make
everyone
Sailor
into rabbit faunuses. Wait, is that racist?
But
No.
my point being, though, is that Megamind, even ignoring the cube, would make for a decent crossover because it fits with the earlier seasons' lightheartedness and silliness,
Yes.
and that you
Plus, I
could.
think he would really enjoy mech shift weapons and inventions.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, he would be a air quotes villain in a world where everyone needs to be, laughing
Mm.
and happy, and he's a villain, air quotes, but all his villainous shit is really over the top and spectacle. It's not like horrifying. Well, besides the sun laser.
People would absolutely be looking forward to seeing what he's doing today.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like-
god, Sneaky. He would be an actually effective version of Leet.
Yes, effectively, yes.
Yes.
And then you could write a story like that that's not about Megamind going out killing Grim. It's gonna have him be fighting like you could do a whole cast of Huntsman cameos of who does Megamind fight this mini arc.
He
And-
faces Pyrrha and her magnetism, which she uses on all of his minions, and he calls her a cheater. And leaves.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things you could do with him that would make for an interesting, feel-good story that fits in line with the theming of both Ruby and Megamind.
Yes.
No one tell Coral Iran about this idea. He'll turn John into Megamind.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus, fucking shut the fuck up.
It's true
Don't
though.
Put that curse. Do not put that curse.
But
in the world, okay?
we said that earlier that I don't want to make this. I don't want to get it twisted. Not every crossover has to be about solving the problem of one of the universes.
Yes, sometimes you can do them just for entertainment, or you can do a crossover for something that doesn't exist, like whatever that Ranma crossover was, right?
Oh wow, that really narrowed it down.
Yeah.
The one that you
Sailor
had me
Moon?
read, the one where
Conjunction. Yes.
yeah,
No,
right?
conjunction. No, there was the that's signs. There was the other one. Yeah.
Right, there was like 5 different worlds there,
Yeah.
and a completely original plot with
Yeah.
with a unique problem. Like,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Yeah.
Right? That's fine. They took characters from several universes, threw them together, made their own original plot. You can do that.
Well, not only that, they took characters from universes that did not have overlapping issues with each other, because a lot of the 90s anime were all down to earth in terms of like how everything was portrayed, I guess is the best way to say it. Like,
And a lot of them were easy to cross into, and even canonically had some episodes where they did cross into other animes.
not really canonically, but like they took place
Monkey.
like Ranma and
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon both take place in actual districts of Tokyo.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Shit. Girl falls down the well.
Inuyasha also takes place in actual district of Tokyo.
And Inuyasha is canonically in the Ranma universe because Takahashi.
Also
Yeah,
true.
that too.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. Like those things are all there in the game. But again, they don't necessarily have to be in the same place for it to make sense and
No.
to be a good crossover, right? And
I mean, if the point of your story is, I'm going to use the example of the Ranma one. If your point of the story is that all the magical girls of Japan are being collected by a new branch of the Japanese government to create a unified magical girl training center, it does make sense then that all of the magical girls that had various animes take place in Japan and in actual real locations of Japan, and not like, some fantastical, because like that's the problem with the newer animes. It's like, this is Japan, okay, but it's Japan in the year 3000, and it's one giant arcology, and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, and that's really hard to cross over now with like Ranma or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's, all of these older animes were like, it is current year, it's taking place in real location of Japan, and then things spiral out from there, then it's
Yeah,
really
like,
easy to
you could
cross
have-
over, because it's like, oh yeah, I took the train one day and bumped into fucking Luna.
Yeah.
For example,
like-
Ranma goes to a different district in Japan, falls in a well, realizes none of his fiancés are there, and spends the rest of his life wandering around. being a
Back in time, inventing the martial art that he eventually would inherit.
Yes,
And that's the
just
kind of
beating
thing
up
that's
Yoko for
hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, also, the immense comedy value of Inuyasha falling head over heels in love with female Ranma.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Because you know he would be on that.
And
Oh,
honestly,
absolutely.
you could actually sort of bullshitty him in it too, to have the whole to actually genuinely replace what's her face Blanchon with
Kagome.
with Ranma. Yeah, Kagome. You could bullshitty him
Mm.
Ranma being the
Ranma's
heir.
Chihiro's descendant.
Yeah, with the fucking gem inside him.
Oh god,
Absolutely.
its female Ramachan form is the only one that can actually use the Miko powers.
Yes, exactly.
And because it's in the past and hot water is not as easy to come by.
Well, you
unless
can
it's
heat it with ki.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that hard to make a
Yeah.
fire mate.
Depends on what time. Depends
said
on what
harder.
time Ranma. Yeah. And then, of course, you'll have an author decide that Ryoga shows up because not only did he get lost, he got lost through time.
Yeah,
Actually, it's possible.
I'd buy it. No,
And
that's why the times when Ryoga's just disappeared from the face of the earth, it's not because he got lost into another country. He got lost in time.
Yeah, no, totally
makes
believable.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and
But
of
yeah,
course,
like,
In the
it-
future,
the
where the
actual
hell am I?
time
Jujutsu? What the fuck's Jujutsu? I'm going back to fight Ranma.
oh god.
But my favorite part, probably, of a Ranma story with Ryoga in it was a moment where Ryoga was explaining how to get to Ranma's dojo from where they are. And he's like, yeah, so first I take a left through France.
and everybody
Go
went,
up,
I'm sorry, you
go-
fucking what?
And then I take
Into
the
Sphinx's nose.
I take the shortcut through Australia. And as he's like listing out all these directions, Ranma and the person he's with from whatever crossover story it was, because it was a crossover story.
It was conjunction.
It was conjunction. Okay, yeah, good.
It was Riverside.
Yeah. They're just like, is he serious? Yeah, he's serious.
I love the fact that canonically, Ryoga's parents have the exact same fucking curse.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's genetics.
Well, or, a curse.
Family curse.
Which is just hilarious. But right, you can do stuff like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sound ridiculous, but the closer you are to modern times, the easier, and the closer an anime hews to reality, the easier it is to cross over with something. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, Gundam 00 is not set a million years in the future. It's not set in 30XD something. It's set in like 21, 22. Like,
So
it's not
Sword
that
Art
far along,
Online.
and it incorporated real world politics. Like, yeah, guys, we found a way to make.
So what you're saying is Mass
solar
Effect
energy.
00 is possible.
Yes, it is, but right, we found a way to make solar energy widely available to everyone. Like, that's a huge plot point. And what happened? Hey, the Middle East kind of fell the fuck apart because their income source disappeared basically overnight.
Yeah.
And then you've got Baki, which is set in the time when Obama is president.
What?
Apparently,
In
yeah.
the recent Baki seasons, Obama's president and supplies the ogre with cola because if he doesn't, he'll destroy America. He's worried that he will.
What
What?
the
Yeah.
fuck?
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Barking the grappler law.
I
I am
What
just.
is? Write that out.
The Japanese are on something else.
mean, Sneaky, you could look at their chip flavors and determine that.
That's true.
And their chocolate.
Yes, Baki the Grappler. Yes.
Yeah,
No.
it's amazing. You can't escape a tetrahedron when your bladder is empty, because how will you escape the fifth dimension?
What the fucking?
You okay? You be quiet. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
So anyway,
Z-
Ultimate
00
Marvel.
is set in 2300. So further along, but
Yeah.
not like completely divorced from the world we know. Yeah. You know what? Now I kind of do want the Gundam.
Most of the Gundam shows are pretty much only 200 to 300 years from current time.
Which does put it in range of only a couple of other stories. It does make it a little bit more difficult for some of those stories to mesh with Gundam, but it, you know, is what it is.
Now I kind of want the Mass Effect Gundam crossover where we're just developing mobile suits. Everybody else has, frigates with mass drivers. Humanity shows up. Ha! What is that tiny little fighter they're launching at us? Sir, it's flying directly at us. Sir, it has a sword. Sir, it appears to have used the sword to cut our frigate in half.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah, that'd be a problem.
Doesn't
you know-
correct me if I'm wrong, but the ships in Gundam tend to be really massive battleships or really massive carriers.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
generally
large
carriers.
battleships and carrier,
I
like the
believe
mobile
that carriers,
suits.
that's literally, carrying mobile suits and actual
Yeah.
Gundams. That's mainly what they're used for.
Mobile suits were specifically made as anti-ship measures.
They're
Yeah,
also
well,
really
okay, so
slow.
they started with like space battleships essentially, and then people decided those were a problem, so they made mobile suits and equipped them with these things. Sneaky.
See,
Yeah, well,
it's cool.
okay,
My
that's Seed specifically.
my
It
only
is, but-
issue is the top part of the blade will just bang on whatever you're trying to cut if you're trying to cut a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Seed.
Likely.
It's not. Seed
Here's
is not always
the
the
thing.
best. but-
At the OG Universal Century, they didn't equip their first mobile suits with a giant sword like that. They're like, okay, here's a giant tomahawk with a heated edge. Also, here's a Tommy gun that's size go fuck yourself, and a bazooka that is also size go fuck yourself. The common tactic that they developed with the first mobile suits were, we're just gonna fly up past all your anti-air defenses and just blow up your bridge.
That's fair. Yeah,
Makes
that's
sense.
fair.
Blow
Yeah.
up the bridge or engine room.
I love
Yeah.
size go fuck yourself. It's always the best size.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, there was some poor woman. It was one of the like worst moments in Gundam. This woman's running with her baby away from a mobile suit fight,
Oh gosh.
and a shell casing falls, bounces,
Yeah, and
and
crushes her.
breaks her neck. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
the baby still lived, by the way. So
Yeah.
that's
I was gonna
trauma
say
that's
if
gonna be
you want a
repressed.
really good one for mobile suits causing havoc in a city, uh
Anyway.
MS has a
Hathaway's
great fight
Flash.
scene.
Hathaway's Flash
Hathaway's-
is great for that.
Oh yeah,
Financial.
in a city that's not been evacuated. Yeah, Hathaway's does a great job of that.
By the way, Sneaky,
Salute
if you
for
want,
Financial.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Take it here. I just posted something. It's 3 minutes long. I'm not saying watch the whole thing,
No, I'm not.
but like skip to like a minute 34.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, this is Char, like the
Char.
best ace pilot, but this is what someone with a mobile suit does to
Yeah.
spaceships.
I do really appreciate the spaceship having its engine blown out so it starts sinking in space.
Oh god.
Space is an ocean.
I've seen very few space things where like our engine's blown. What's that mean? We're gonna keep drifting until we hit something. So break out the wine for one last drunk party, I guess.
Yeah.
Not a lot of places, not a lot of media does that, sadly. Like, what direction were we going when the engine blew out? Oh, that general direction. There's a star that way. Fuck.
Well, eventually
Yeah.
you're going to go whichever way gravity's pulling. So even if you were going away from sunward, you're going to slow down and then turn around and go back sunward and fall into the sun.
I also appreciate that Char apparently installed AC inside his mobile suit to blow air on him whenever he goes fast.
Oh yeah, no.
Nice.
Chari's had extra.
Yeah,
Char is great. He's our boy.
it's like, I'm gonna push this for all it's worth. Sir, you will literally fry in there. Just give me a little fan. I'm good. Just give me a little fan.
Oh wait a minute, no, this is a dog shit clip.
Yeah, it probably is. One of the better clips is the Tri-Stars.
No, here's the
Also,
problem. It's
wow,
not
that
showing
fleet
the
is
actual,
massive.
It's not showing the actual part where Char
yeah,
was
no.
Anyway.
Gundam fleets are big. Even in the OG, so the OG Gundam, for a while, it's just your one ship being harried by small forces. Then we get actual space battles. Like, oh, that's a lot of.
Question.
Some poor animator had to do that.
Yeah,
in 1979.
I know. Question though. The ships, do they have faster than light travel?
No.
No, they have not achieved FTL yet.
I believe not.
In fact, I don't think they've achieved, even going like 3,000 years into the future in Reconquista and G, they still haven't achieved FTL. They've achieved close to light, but never outright FTL, I don't think.
Ah, I see.
I don't remember. I kind of erased most of G Rico because it wasn't very good.
Alright, here we go. Sorry, Sneaky. I figured someone would actually post the good part of the clip. Here's the actual good part. I timestamped it. This is Char just junking a battleship.
Okay, I'm watching.
It's buffering for me.
Lol, recoilless rifle. He stomps on a fighter. Okay.
It's
Well,
Char.
They got in the way.
I needed to change direction, and it was there.
So I'm not really sure about the sizing of everything, because he's like as big as one of the engines.
Yeah.
Mobile suits are generally somewhere around 18 meters.
17 to 18, give or take, is the average size.
So what, these battleships are only like 3 stories tall?
Some of them. The fleets are actually of varying sizes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most of what he's dunking right now are frigates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, this is still really impressive animation.
No, this is like
it
god
is.
tier animation, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
but
this is amazing.
Sunrise has mastered making good-looking CG.
Yeah.
Like, they are one of the goats for it.
Yeah, this is like some actual high quality CG, goddamn.
Yeah, I was just saying, that's the other thing that is great for showing off is like, okay, people are like, oh, CG animation is terrible. Okay, but look at this.
Look at Gundam. Yeah.
Sunrise, hold my beer.
But that's the thing, right? So that was the whole thing with the mobile suit was, we need a way to effectively deal with an enemy navy that we are too small to conventionally fight, and that's where humanoid, right, a mobile suit, something that can operate in space, but can also go and hold ground if needed.
Right.
Yeah, although the ground was a little bit less important. Ground type units were way later in their development cycle.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Azaku can take out the defenses around a colony and then go occupy the colony.
Yes.
Unlike a battleship, right? I can park a battleship outside a colony. I can't occupy the colony with the battleship.
Well,
Hey,
you can, because if you're in the very center of the colony, gravity is at a 0 point. You're in equilibrium. You're at a perfect equilibrium point, so 0 G is attainable in the exact center of the colony.
Yes, but my point is, right, a battleship generally does not have enough troops to occupy a how many kilometers long living space?
I think they've succeeded
anyway.
because we have big weapons and you don't want to blow a hole in your wall.
Ultimate Marvel versus Ruby.
Oh no.
Part 3.
Mm-mm.
I just
No.
need to ask Sign Chan an idea.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
No,
Land of the
actually-
Lustrous. I forgot how much. I wish Land of the Lustrous would get a second season, man.
It's not. It's dead.
No, fuck off.
I
it's not,
know it's dead. I said I wish.
I know.
Sign,
Wish
Sign, how
harder.
do you not know what Fear and Hunger is? It's been getting real popular. God damn.
Oh god, he doesn't
I
know.
have
He doesn't
no
I'll be
idea.
honest.
I have no
I'll
idea.
be
doesn't
honest.
play the
My
first
first thought
even.
was that it
game.
was some kind of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas ripoff.
Nah.
You know what?
What?
Sign. Team Ruby, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Go.
No.
I sure hope you're not referring to any adult material on this stream.
Wrong. It's on Steam with sensors, built-in sensor. Yeah.
No.
What? God's name is
Listen,
This
one of
just
the
sounds like
endings
a,
is
I want to know.
This
I
just sounds
retract
like a
the question.
shitty Darkest
Oh,
Dungeon
hey,
rip.
hey, you were speaking of really shitty stuff, right, Atin? This is gonna be wounded directly at you.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
She-Venom Supergirl.
Oh.
What?
Supergirl Sasha Cale version is lonely for Justice League has not been made Superman busy elsewhere she finds symbiote with two have strong bond.
Ew.
4 chapters, 1,000 words.
Okay, first of all, I don't even know which version of Supergirl that is. Like, it's not Power Girl. It's not the Supergirl that I'm regularly aware of, so I have no idea which Supergirl that is.
God, this is some terrible grammar. Holy crap.
I mean, listen, I saw you reading the summary and realized you were reading the summary.
Supergirl is patrolling Metropolis, but not capitalized. Her cousin is elsewhere dealing other villains. So Kale feels alone. The Justice League does not exist yet, and Kara is still getting used to Earth with her getting captured by Army.
Kara!
This
Okay,
is-
so it's
yeah,
just
this is
Kara
the
Zor-El.
Flash.
No,
Yeah,
this is
the 20 no,
Sasha
this is-
Cale.
Sasha Cale is from the 2023
Oh
Flash
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
she's the Supergirl from the Flash movie.
Honestly, that's a perfectly fine Supergirl. Here's the thing: that Supergirl is, for all intents and purposes, normal Supergirl.
Yeah. So she is kind of bored. She could try and talk to others, but without human identity, she looked like God
No.
to others.
could
And
just-
Dose not want to be treated like she does not want to be above others. However,
Like you-
meteors start to come to
talking
Metropolis that get her exited.
Excited?
Exited.
Exited.
Are you
Yes.
sure
exited.
they didn't mean excited?
Nope, they said exited. I'm pretty
I'm
sure they meant exited.
excited, Max. Exit is more fun.
It got her exited.
She was shown the exit, okay?
Yeah, she left the story.
Oh no! See, I was thinking she heard there was a meteor shower, and she just went, "Ah, shit, sucks to be you." Bye.
The exit door opens in front of her.
Now, this is very important. Power Girl went through the left door.
Indeed. It gives her something to do. Finally, some action, she says. She flies off to stop it. She holds it, but it's speed.
Oh
She is
god, it's an
speed.
entire meteor made of meth?
Oh no.
But it's the speed.
But the
An entire
speed,
meteor made of pervitin.
but the speed it going is at too fast.
That's true. The number.
The number
That's the
2,
number-
it is going too fast. Instead of
Oh,
one
God.
one fast Supergirl could have handled, but 2 fast?
Wait, Seeky, is it too fast, too furious?
No.
Oh, fuck off.
No,
To
it's too
where
fast
it
to wear.
pushes her back. That's right. Supergirl is weaker than a meteor. She then punches the rock, but it explodes, leaving her little shards and knocking her to the ground. She gets back up unharmed, but finds black goo on her chest.
Hey, you know what? What a really funny version of this story would be Power Girl, where it just gets in directly through the boob window.
Yes.
Kara tries to wipe it off, but it moves away from her hand, shocking the Kryptonian.
Okay,
Oh my God.
can I just take a moment?
Yeah,
First of all,
yeah,
if she just punched a meteor into submission,
yeah.
that would make an incredibly, hilariously, absurdly loud noise, which would leave the symbiote completely insentient.
Yes.
Yes, but
Okay.
also you can't forget that she was also close enough to the ground that the punch literally just kind of made her fall onto it.
Yeah, so I'm not really, I don't, yeah,
I
I
don't
just,
know, I don't know if physics exist.
I think the city got flattened by her punch shockwave.
Yeah, it should have.
Entirely possible.
Just bought a new car.
Like, cause
The windows!
she didn't just like punch the meteor away. She didn't just like,
She might
you
have
know,
exploded.
punch it and it
She
like
shattered it.
cracked in it. No, it didn't just shatter. It turned into very tiny shards.
That bounced off her body
Yeah.
and would probably.
So she basically just set off the world's largest frag grenade in the middle of the city.
It should have been a boom like Zarbamba going off, or what's that famous one in Russia? Tunguska. That's it. That's what I meant.
Tunguska,
Anyway,
yeah.
the point is, the symbiote would be.
The
It might
symbiote's
actually legitimately
vaporized.
be dead.
Yeah,
It might actually be dead.
symbiote's vaporized. So is the city. Zara,
Also, okay,
congratulations! You
even-
saved the city.
Even if the symbiote's not vaporized, it's a symbiote. She's a Kryptonian. It's not getting in there, and even if it goes in through the lungs, by the nose hole or something, right? Okay, well, she's still a Kryptonian. It's not getting in there.
Yeah.
It's just gonna sit in her lungs and do fuck all.
Yeah.
It quite literally cannot do anything
you-
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She'd
it's not like
sneeze and go all
Kryptonian
over the city.
needs the fucking power boost of a symbiote either.
Yeah.
No, it just adds weaknesses.
I would say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the symbiote is literally a downgrade.
Yeah.
Very much.
Now,
Wait,
don't get
what
me
the symbiosis? What?
Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Here's the thing: the symbiote, getting a positive influence in its life could be entertaining. Because I'm pretty sure the only being in the universe more good-hearted than Peter fucking Parker is
Venom.
Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not.
She decides to head to Fortress of Solitude. With her Kryptonian knowledge of it, she knows is symbiosis from planet Kylantar. That's right, her Kryptonian knowledge.
So,
Fuck off.
so she knows what this thing is,
Yes.
and she's not going. Get it off. Get it off.
Get it off.
Get it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I need to, like,
Fly
her
into the
first
sun?
response isn't
Yeah.
fly into the sun.
Yes.
Or
She
fly
also
to church
knows
and
it
ring all the
can't
bells?
survive on other planets without hosts, so she lets it be her host.
Bullshit.
The symbiosis stretches
Again,
all
even
over
if
her
she
body.
lets it can't do anything.
Yeah, I know. Covering
The
her suit with Supergirl being aroused by how nice it feels.
You fucking
Leave me to it.
listen.
This is
I mean, listen. I figured the author was gonna go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a very short list of characters that I am not okay with authors trying to sex. Supergirl is on that list.
Well, then
No.
don't
The DCAU Supergirl is a huge flirt and she wants the sex.
I didn't say Power Girl. I didn't say DCAU.
I think we should have a canonically accurate Supergirl genitalia. As we all know, Superman's genitalia has lobster claws on it.
No, Sneaky. No, Sneaky. You're thinking of the alternate universe. The canonical one is prehensile and has like 4 mouths.
Right, of course. So you know,
Excuse you?
we need to
Have you not
have.
seen that comic?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they got weird with Superman's penor.
Well, no. What I'm talking about is a meme. But
How
it's a
did-
very popular one.
I wasn't talking about a meme. I was talking about Superman.
Yeah.
Where is it? No, I'm not.
Lois Lane
There
has
is
some
no good
very
way to.
good
There's no
benefits.
good way to search for this comic.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
That's gonna totally fuck your search history, bud.
That's what incognito mode is for, sir.
But
yeah, like I just said, there is no good way to try to find the comic that I'm thinking of.
This just reminds me of that Harry Potter author. I think it's like Mega Matt that forces fucking Supergirl into every single story he's got to and fucking.
yes, yes, yes. Yep.
And also has a
Like,
story
look,
called The
if you
Breeding
want a
Grounds.
horny Supergirl, Power Girl exists.
Yeah.
Power Girl.
Yeah.
She's the
discount
one with the boob
Supergirl.
window. Sneaky.
I'm aware. I'm
Discount
aware.
Supergirl.
Or if you want a less annoying version of Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, Cassandra.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, there's only Worm. You only get Victoria.
it melts
Ballard.
over her body like warm butter. Weird imagery, I know, all across her, and finally covering her suit. She now has black suit with white S. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what the worst part about that is? That's bad in a real world context, and it's really bad in a DC context.
Uh-oh.
Superman's gonna come back and find out that and be like, right? Superman's gonna come home and be like, Carl, why are you wearing Zod's uniform?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, even worse. He'll be able to see it on her with, his supervision.
Yes, of course, yes. Yeah.
You've probably already seen it.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just picturing Superman ripping the symbiote off her because it just sees he's using supervision and he sees the symbiote getting a little handsy.
Yeah.
Oh god. So anyway, they proceed to have a conversation about how good Venom feels on her. And
Except also she didn't know who was talking, even though with her Kryptonian knowledge.
She knows
her
what it is, and she agreed to
Kryptonian
be a
knowledge.
Kryptonian knowledge.
Oh, I need rum before we keep going to the fucking Marvel. I don't even know enough about Marvel and DC.
Listen, you wanna know who a great villain is for you to export to just about anything? Lex. Lex is a fantastic villain to export. We need more Lex Luthor exports.
He would do so well in the world of Ruby now that I think about it.
He'd be.
Because
Yeah.
there's no alien to take
Listen,
credit.
do you want to know where I really want to see Lex Luthor?
Worm.
I would love to have someone write a Lex Luthor power wank of him and Worm.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just destroying Coil and Cauldron and calling all of them fucking idiots.
Scion.
And 5D chessing them.
Oh.
Oh, finally an enemy that can't think that I can fight for the good of humanity, says Lex Luthor, looking at
I'm
Scion.
gonna do that for once.
You know, I would love for there to be. It needs to be from the perspective of other people, so that the twist for the story is Lex was just Lex the entire time.
Yes.
No shard, no nothing.
Yep. Just
Yep,
Lex.
Just how he.
Just
That's
Lex
just how he
Luthor.
is.
Yep.
They're like, all right, we know you have a thinker power. We're gonna go through some tests. Like, all right, what's the result?
He
He's
has
got
no
nothing.
Lex
corona,
Luthor
he's
just
got nothing.
casually fucking dabbing on them all.
Of course.
But aren't you a tinker? Aren't you a tinker?
No,
he's some sort of super Tinker 10, Thinker 10.
He's some sort of super thinker tinker. What are you fucking talking about? I'm just at 11th. I'm just at 12th level intellect. Of what?
My power is money and human patriotism.
My power is money, patriotism, and being the smartest person in the room.
No, it'd be more though. You know what it'd be? It'd be more like Lex comes up with some new invention, and it's like, oh yeah, this invention takes the death miasma in Africa and turns it into food and water somehow because fuck you. And they're like, oh, that's a great invention. Oh, that's a great invention, Lex. It's too bad we can't replicate it and spread it across Africa. He's just like, what do you mean? I already have a patent for it.
I've already got like
40
Yeah, I've already made 30.
I just forwarded
You
you
know
the
what? Fuck you.
blueprints,
I'm
in
stealing
fact.
40 of your pies. Okay.
Also, I think you could have an immense comedy value of Contessa turning into a gibbering wreck because Path to Victory just gives up.
Yes.
Just
It just
Oh.
keeps
Just
trying
do
to
whatever-
outthink.
Oh,
It keeps trying to
yeah.
outthink
Do
Lex
whatever
Luthor
Lex
and just
says.
goes.
It
Do
can't.
whatever he says. Do
What is
Well,
whatever
see,
Lex Luthor
no,
says.
that wouldn't even be an author ass poll, because Path to Victory does its whole thing by accurately mapping every single choice a person could make and then selecting the most likely choice they would make in any given scenario as a chain of events. The only thing it can't map is capes triggering, but that's not a actual limitation of it. That's a limitation that Eve put on it. But the reason why it wouldn't be able to map Lex is because it has to be smarter than Lex to actually map what Lex would do.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to be
Lex is
smarter.
always.
Lex.
No,
The
sorry.
smartest
When
person
I
in the
say
room.
smarter than Lex, what I mean is it has to be as creative as Lex Luthor to understand what Lex Luthor could choose to do.
Yeah.
Which it isn't.
Like, Lex
It's-
Luthor is a man who has
Lex-
backup plans for backup plans
Yeah.
for his
Lex
backup
Luthor.
plans.
Lex Luthor is the Doctor Doom of DC, except he's facing a good Doctor Doom in Superman.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing that would be fun about it is you get to have Lex Luthor be a good cat, right? And here's the thing: you could even have a fun little thing like do it so that it's Lex Luthor after he's been cured of cancer and gotten Brainiac out of him, and he's like, you know what?
Mm.
I see what people mean. I've kind of been an asshole. I am the smartest person in the entire galactic cluster, and I know it, but I could be less of an asshole about it. I'm
then
gonna
he
go
gets to-
start over.
And then he gets to Worm and he's like, aliens are eating the universe. I was right!
I was right!
He just relapses, but this time it actually works out for everyone
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
They said I was crazy, but I was right!
No, I'm sorry. I can just picture it now. He meets Cauldron, and they're like, "We need you to help us kill an alien." Finally, a universe where somebody gets it.
How are you gonna do this? Powers from that alien. God damn it!
They're incompetent!
Yeah. like, even at his worst, like, Luther's like, I'm not doing this except as a last resort, because it defeats the point.
Didn't they mention the torture?
It'd be more, no, it'd be wildly, looks like Lex.
Well, no, okay, hang on. Lex Luthor's never been above torture, but
Yeah.
he's always been, and this is a very strange, he's
Practical.
been weirdly ethical with human
Yeah.
experimentation.
Yeah, like he wouldn't take away their memories and leave them monstrous. If they took away their humanity, that's something Luthor is against.
Yeah, but how exactly do you
Yeah.
plan on defeating these aliens? Well, we took some of their powers, and it's giving us a plan to defeat them. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yeah, you know,
Did
Lex
you at least ask the
unironically,
right questions? Ask the right question?
yeah, Lex is unironically one of the most human stock villains there is
Yeah.
in all of media history.
Yeah,
Mm.
He just takes it a little too far sometimes.
yeah.
Wait a
How do
minute.
you plan to deal
Wait a
with these
minute.
end
How has
bringers?
this never been a recorded quote for Lex Luthor?
What?
I'm surrounded by idiots. How has this
Yeah.
never been? I refuse to believe that in the entire cinematic animated universe of
That's because he doesn't try to surround himself with idiots. His assistants and all that are actually pretty competent.
I mean that's fair. But yeah, it's listen. Man, I know you don't write Worm Sign, but can you make the exception for this comedy gold mine?
You've made one exception with Signal to Noise. It was horrible, but
Yeah, look how well Signal to Noise went for Sign.
That's true. Someone used the one good exception we were gonna get, and they fucked it up. They
Yep.
didn't have a good idea. Like,
is there another author we can commission? Does anyone know a good author that we
No.
can commission for this?
no.
No.
What about Signal to Noise? I stepped away.
Oh, we were talking about Lex Luthor in Worm and how funny that would be.
No, I heard that. I heard Signal of Noise mentioned specifically, though.
We
Yeah.
asked
Oh
if
yeah,
you
no, we
would
were
be
saying
willing to
it's like
write
it's a shame you already made your one exception, and it was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine Sign coming back and posting, "Hey guys, this is my new Worm story"?
It's all about human supremacy. Go fuck yourself.
It's about Lex Luthor being Lex Luthor.
The sheer butt hurt that would generate.
Oh
Might
my
almost-
god.
It might almost be worth it for that alone. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
know-
lie.
No, wait. First thing Lex Luthor would do after beginning with Cauldron would be finding a cure for the Case 53s.
Yeah.
He would just
Oh,
create one.
he would design the cure for the Case 53s overnight. Also, here's the thing. I bet you everyone would assume that his thinker power is just knowing powers, because he'd be able to tell everybody what their power is and what it actually does, not because he's got some kind of thinker power, but because he just looks at it and goes, oh, so that's what it's doing. That's the physics.
Superman did it better, by the way.
Yeah.
Superman did
that-
it better.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining him looking at Scion and saying, you know, I came up with over 300 different plans to kill you. But then I settled on the one that would be most humiliating. Turns on interdimensional portal. Superman, if you please.
Superman, there is a planet in danger. Save us, Superman.
Superman yells through the portal. Superman, I found a planet. I found an Earth being oppressed by an evil version of you. Boom.
Yeah,
And
you know,
he took that personally.
I feel like that would leave such a bad taste in Lex's mouth. It's like, this is the best option, though.
No. Lex would be like, the only reason I'm picking this option is because I know it will hurt you more than it hurts me.
And you know what's even better?
Superman
Superman would be too busy dealing with Endbringers and the fuckery of Worm that Lex Luthor would just step back into the portal,
You
close
know,
it, and take over the DC universe.
I like that you're assuming that Lex hasn't already dismantled the Endbringers.
Yeah.
Because they're just hyper advanced quantum beings. Lex can handle that.
Actually, he'd probably
That's
just hack
amazing.
them. They're kind of
Yeah.
like mechanical
that is-
computers. Wouldn't he just hack them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once he identifies that their core is a quantum computer, it's like, oh, great. Hey, I have a fun little invention to try
I
on
hacked
you.
that a while ago.
Listen,
Submerg.
he
Use
still
your
needs oh goodness, he still needs Arbalest to get them, but he uses her to just launch a virus.
It just
Yes.
lodges a fucking like
He
receiver
uses
spike
her
in
to
it.
launch a USB into the simmer.
And she takes over the rest of the there.
You know what the best part is?
But-
The best way he'd use the Submerg is, Submerg, do all my paperwork before it even comes in for me.
No, oh no, listen, this would be the ultimate power move. He renames the simmer Mercy.
All my brain is saying is Lex Luthor opening the portal now and just being like, I can't believe I would ever say this, but save
Superman.
me, Superman.
In the most dead
No,
dead inside
that would absolutely get Superman sharp. It's like, this is a first. I need to check this
Superman
out.
like cautiously floats through the portal.
Save me,
Lex, are you having a
Superman.
stroke?
Luthor, do you have cancer again?
I haven't been able to find you for ages. I've been freeing this planet from this alien invader.
Oh, so you're doing the same old thing? No, they've eaten like 3 universes. What?
Yeah, it's just what?
Oh.
Yeah, I think you're evil, but I know this one's evil.
Oh, also, you can then have one of the few wonderful scenes where Superman looks at Scion and just goes, I don't have to hold back.
By the way, Superman, here is this sun generating device for you that you can wear on your belt.
Sun generator. twice.
No, hey, unironically, that would make what's her name? The one that actually
Sundancer.
generates a sun. Yeah,
Sundancer.
she would be
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
Oh man, she's the perfect support for that fight.
You know what's
Lex
strong as
Luthor goes to
Superman?
Cauldron. I can kill this alien for you. I just need an internet. I just need a portal that can access an alternate dimension. And Sundancer.
You thought Superman with
No.
one sun was strong? Get ready
Oh,
for
man.
2 sun.
double
No,
sun
what
power.
Absolutely, what happened? They're like, well, we don't have a device, but we do have someone who can, direct you
Haywire.
there. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then he sees the powers like, oh, cool. I just need like a day and
can-
some supplies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great. He's just copying powers again. Lovely.
Well, Tinker stuff, they would probably have to build first for him to understand what they're doing.
No, no, the gateways
Door maker.
that they
Door
have,
maker.
the door maker.
Oh,
With enough power,
That's
he
true,
is
yeah.
able to cross into other dimensions. It's like, oh, that's how that works. What if I just crank it up by, 5?
Also,
Oh,
just to be
perfect.
clear, Lex Luthor could probably reverse engineer most of the Tinker. He wouldn't need to see it built. He could probably reverse engineer most of it.
well,
If
that's
not-
what I'm saying. He would need to see it built because that's when it becomes actually active. Because before it becomes active, it's just fucking like shoelaces
Oh.
and string. He wouldn't
I
get
see
anything
what
off
you're
that.
saying,
Yeah. Oh god, this is a familiar of Zero Medaka box crossover.
I think he's talking about that certain third from the bottom. If you
But
try
you
I'm
so
harder.
sorry.
say-
That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a terrible idea. Also, just one
There's
last
some
thing
things you
of
can-
Lex dealing with the Simurg. Your name is Mercy now, and you're a redhead.
Yes, yes.
Here's my
Yes.
schedule. Schedule it for me.
I mean, now, to be fair, this
Wait,
author
but
did a
here-
really good job of writing it because that is the sort of logic that Kumagawa uses.
Wait, you're telling me Behemoth can control the Earth? Does that mean he can create whatever ores I wish?
No, he can't control the Earth.
Then what's the point of him?
Then
Well,
what
Behemoth
good
controls
is he?
Radiation.
No.
I already dealt with that shit once. I'm not dealing with that again.
Behemoth
Calm
is
down.
an energy kinetic. Select your energy, he controls it. Doesn't matter what kind of energy, he controls it.
Superman
Yeah.
turns Weld into a portable rare earth mine. Or Lex turns him.
Superman's getting in on the child mining business.
I was just really curious why the infamous Superman suddenly made an appearance.
Next thing you know, he finds Taylor. Wait, you can make as many bug clones as you've got bugs and multitask them as much as you please.
Well, she can't make bug clones, but she can make them
But she can
bleed.
make bug bodies. She can make it in
Yeah.
the shape of her body.
What the fuck? Korea, okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Spider-Man finds himself in the sewer. He is also wearing steel suit that he has not worn in while. What am I doing in sewer? Why am I wearing this suit? Spidey asks himself. He super jumps out of sewer and through a sewer lid. Ooh.
Okay.
Hey,
Peter
look, it's
Parker
not
is not going to
painful.
randomly concuss himself.
And starts swinging around New York. However, while he is swinging around, he realizes something is not right. He is not in New York.
He's in
Remnant.
Chicago.
Fucking bad.
No, I was kind of hoping that this would be Spider-Man in Brockton Bay for a little
Oh my god, this gets
bit.
worse.
But,
The
People
news
have
talks
done that,
about
and
grim
Here's the
attacks.
problem, Max. People have done that, and literally no one has done it intelligently or correctly.
Done what?
Why is Doctor Strange in Vale?
That's really stupid. No one has done Peter Parker in Worm, like, intelligently.
No. Either that or they just give Taylor his powers.
Which, for some reason, they think makes Taylor happy and go lucky.
Mm.
Once again, Spider-Man's greatest superpower is
Okay.
not being Superman,
Alright.
Spider-Man, it's being
Okay.
an optimist.
Hear me out. Peter Parker was in one of the universes that got eaten up, and he was turned into a shard, and his consciousness managed to awaken somehow. Freak accident. That's
You know
about the
what?
only way you can get away
That
with
would
that.
be hilarious. Taylor,
So-
oh my god. Oh my god. Taylor
Taylor,
would
please.
literally get a conscience as a superpower.
Taylor,
Taylor,
please come on.
Yeah.
Taylor,
New spider powers.
Worm breaks
No.
Peter Parker. No,
just-
not in his character arc.
I
Sorry.
don't
No,
think
Peter
you understand how
Peter
much
Parker in the mind of
garbage that
Taylor.
poor person's been
Taylor,
through.
please. I know you've mastered our powers, but please work on your trash talk.
Taylor,
Taylor,
Gotta work on
please.
the
You
It's,
have to learn how to quip.
Taylor, please. It's been 6 months. Go outside.
Man,
you need
I'm
to
sorry.
sass.
The fucking lectures of like Skitter, why do you keep doing these weird banter lines? Because the voice in my head won't shut up if I don't say it.
All right. Now you gotta say. Now you gotta say this. Say this. She says it, but fucks it up. Oh my god! Now we both sound
she
like
says
idiots.
it, or she just completely deadpans it.
Deadpan delivery.
All of a sudden, Arm Master, her ratings have gone up thanks to all of this back talk.
Oh
And
my
he just
god,
becomes-
I'm sorry.
What the fuck is this?
Master gets with Dragon and makes a sass prediction engine, and the two have the world's sassiest but most monotone beatdown.
Oh no.
Oh, this sounds like it'd be great for like a 2 to 3 chapter thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just one shot.
No more.
Yeah. No.
No
You,
more.
you
In the
couldn't
end, you've
really.
got Peter Parker berating Taylor that please, you've got to do it right. And then in the background, you've got Dragon berating Arms Master. Please put a bit more emotion in.
Oh my god. So yeah, we'll cover this essay. We'll cover this essay
Oh god.
What
Oh no.
essay?
because this
What was
is
essay?
something else. This
Oh no, another, is this another Wild Bow essay?
yes, this is another Wild Bow essay.
No. Do we have to?
Creating Pale.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip through most of it. Don't worry. It's really friggin' long, but don't worry. We're gonna zoom in on. So yeah. So he just talks about blah blah blah. Comics were a big case, big, and I got a lot of inspiration. Even today, when you watch The Boys, Gen V, Invincible, how often do invincibility and super strength come up? I didn't feel the great crises that required people to band together were given the weight they deserved. I basically gave up on comics after several characters, all women,
We all know you're a misogynist, Wild, so you don't have to
had their
keep them on us.
character arcs pitched into the trash bin. They were tortured to death, had their character arc turn out to be brainwashing, or they were handed off to writers who clearly didn't like them all, which is why I decided to write Worm, which included brainwashing and character arcs being thrown in the trash bin.
And being tortured to death.
Mr. Wild Bow.
Interesting.
Wild, you were so close to introspection.
I didn't like all these things happening to female characters, so I wrote a story.
No, I think it's
And
worth
then
pointing
all
out.
those things happen to the female character.
I believe it is worth pointing out, by the way.
Yeah.
These issues were compounded
Yeah.
because he relied on dice rolls for several key critical moments.
I think
in
later
story.
on he stopped, but yeah, definitely early on, yeah.
I think was it up to like S9 or something he was doing it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Which
I
is
still remember the most famous one was that Leviathan Taylor almost died if it wasn't for a dice roll.
yes.
And he dice rolled every character as well, not just Taylor.
Who is that supposed to be that was doing
Taylor.
That's supposed to be Taylor, yeah.
Oh,
What?
that's actually
Oh yeah,
not
that's
half bad. That's actually a lot closer than some of the.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's not half bad.
Yeah.
She doesn't
yeah,
look
she's
depressed
supposed to
enough.
be-
Yeah. Anyway,
she-
so on a level, I've always been a fast reader who feels that normal books simply aren't long enough because I read them too quickly. I wanted something substantial, so I wanted something longer, so I had to create it. A big piece is why I tend to write longer works. So because you're incapable of actually understanding what's going on in a story, you feel the stories aren't written long enough for your taste.
Is that why he writes 12 books a chapter?
Yes.
This is
Yeah,
Interesting.
honestly, I think
Philosophy.
that's a skill issue. Yeah, it's enlightening and it's a skill issue because, like, honestly, I'm a fast reader too, and I have no problem. Yeah, I fucking read the entire Harry Potter series in like 3 days. Like,
Only 3 days.
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that I somehow didn't get invested in the story.
Imagine not being able to read it in 2 days. Cringe.
Yeah, but that's
I-
because it's
it-
Wild Bro. He has no emotions except for
It's because
like,
he's Canadian.
creepiness. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure several of us in this chat are speed readers.
Yeah.
It's fine for story to be short, my guy.
I still remember when I could do like I usually do the first Harry Potter book in like an hour and a half, and my housemates were surprised.
Yeah,
That's
They
like a
thought,
2-hour
like,
read. If you're taking your time.
Phoenix brings up a good point. I was annoyed that bad writers wrote women character arcs badly, so I wrote a story where a woman character raped her sister.
Oh,
Like, make sure you read the part where he talked about he came up with Taylor's character. Super important.
Yeah, no, don't worry, we will, yeah.
Is that it? What, is it a self-insert?
All of that tends to pull me towards certain genres. For Worm, it was Click. They say write what you know. For Worm, I was thinking, they say write what you know. What if I talked about my time I was bullied in middle and high school?
oh.
I feel like the stuff you had happen to Taylor did not happen to you.
Yeah. It's not impossible for that kind of bullying to happen. It's just incredibly rare.
It's just
and
insanely unlikely, and the chances that it's happening in a school that won't do anything about it.
Especially the murder attempt.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
my school didn't do anything about it because I kicked the shit out of the people trying to murder me. So the school was like, well, they say they tried to murder you, but you broke their arms.
Yeah.
So
I went to a school in a town where you couldn't own a hose because if you did, people jumped the fence, cut it up, and used it to make homemade bongs with plastic bottles. So.
Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, you couldn't own a hose.
Unrelated, thermite bombs are legal in New Jersey.
Thermite's not a bomb, it's an incendiary, not an explosive.
It is a bomb if you shove gunpowder into it.
That also fucks up the working of the thermite because it scatters it in a way that it doesn't actually work right.
Oh no!
Sign.
It works just fine.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna listen to Sneaky on this one because he sounds like he has experience with this.
What did you build, Sneaky?
I don't think we
worry
want to
about
know
it.
that, so let's not ask that on stream.
Yeah, that's not us. I don't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
For Twig, I don't care. Evil Empire stories with creepy children in media and something about Worm Impact and blah blah blah. I don't care. For Ward, what inspired me to write Ward was a scene at the end of the first arc and the implications and the text and the message of the Ward. What?
Calm down there.
What the fuck does that even mean? You have all these big, grandiose reasons as to why you wrote everything else, and you're like, Ward? Yeah, the reason why I wrote Ward was the message. Okay, buddy.
You know, I think I once wrote something simply because I really wanted to get to that last scene.
Yeah.
There's nothing grandiose about it. I just really wanted to write something up to a scene, and that was it.
That's fair, yeah. Come on, let me.
I'd have more respect if that had been why he did it.
Oh yeah, he starts talking about a bunch of characters we don't really care about.
Yeah. I can't find where he's talking about Taylor.
Yeah, I don't see any parts about Taylor.
I've even done a search, and the only one is moving on from Taylor and my experience, and it informed Taylor, but doesn't say where. It talked about how he created.
We just
Taylor.
covered it. Oh, the bullying. Yes, yeah,
Oh,
okay,
the bullying.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I think this is good and all. I can't speak to the actual characters themselves. Obviously, I feel like these graphs are like okay and all. I just feel like this is like trying to pull it down to a science where it doesn't need to be a science. If the character is like, I want to go on an adventure, and they like, trapezing through the forest outside and climbing trees and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, so this is what the character wants to do. Their goal is adventure, and their hobbies are, rock climbing and running. So they're going to be fast, dexterous, sure of foot and hand, and and maybe they're really happy-go-lucky. Like, you don't really need to make a science out of this. You just
Did you just describe Gone Freaks from Hunter x Hunter?
I don't know, probably. Dude, the last time I read Hunter x Hunter was in 2010. Okay.
I've never read Hunter x Hunter because he does wall of text in his fucking manga. I'd rather just watch the anime.
Yeah, he kind of does, and that's why I stopped.
Imagine having more hiatuses than fucking Berserk.
Yeah. Well. It's, I don't
Berserk is
really.
on permanent hiatus. I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This was a little bit of a
Comparison.
yeah.
What are you talking about? Berserk ended.
I don't know
Mhm.
what you are achieving by turning character creation into a science. Like, I guess if it does it for you, good for you. But I don't know. I feel like that devalues the character if you're just gonna sit there and turn them into like a fucking number sheet of like, okay, so the following event happens, but they're adventurous, but they're afraid of lightning, so that gives them a -1 to will, and the following event happening requires a 6 will to pass, and they have a 4, so that means they're going to be scared in this scene. Like, what? I don't know. I feel like that's just a really weird way to write characters. Yeah.
You're writing them like a D&D character instead of a person.
Effectively, yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's actually what he does, but between the fact that he uses dice and he has like pros and cons and advantage and disadvantage on these character sheets, I don't know
Really
how.
sounds like that's what he's doing.
Yeah. My favorite part's in the middle where he has the outline and he actually asks them, "How do I make them more queer?" Does he really?
What?
I'm sorry, what?
No, yeah, there's no. He didn't use that. He didn't say that. Wait.
He might have because, they
It's
have to check certain boxes.
Oh wait, no, he does. Okay, so what if Melissa, initially a promising dancer that's in the in clique, falls out, is due to injury, is actually the one black kid in the class? Oh my fucking god. Oh wow. That is
That's a big oof.
So you got this far into your story planning and the plot in the background, and you already created the character, and then as you're creating the character, you're like, okay, so their plot background, oh, maybe they could like get injured or something. Oh, what if they were the black kid in the class? Like, bro, seriously?
He goes even further down with indigenous.
And because of the biases around black people and athleticism, it could make the fall and then the exclusion much harder? What? Because black people are stereotyped as athletic, the one black kid injuring themselves during dance class is somehow more impactful because they're black now?
Yes, that's right. That is the level of understanding this man has of race.
Max, back me up on this one. That's actually racist, right?
Oh, that's actually racist.
Okay.
That's extremely
Here's the thing. I'm going to sit there and be like, bro, why are you sitting here talking like an 1840s eugenics scientist?
Yeah, like, wow, that is...
Like...
It's gonna mean more to them because they're black.
I'm sorry. That is the sort of thinking that twisted the field of eugenics into the monstrosity it is now.
Yeah, that
Like,
is
holy shit, dude.
That is wow.
Congratulations, Sneaky. You are not the most racist thing currently on this show.
Wow.
He has been surpassed.
Like,
Oh,
bro, what the fuck?
I've had to deal with a lot of shit from
We just got hit with an ad break.
That's great news. I've dealt with a lot of stupid shit coming out of your mouth.
Literally got hit by a
Nothing's
fucking "We'll be right
posted.
back" advert. Actually got hit with a "We'll be right back."
To be continued. The fucking noise.
Oh,
We'll continue our
man.
racism later.
Oh god.
I'm kind of sad. I don't think Atin's here for this.
Yeah, no, he's not. We'll be right back. The fucking sound even played in my head.
Congratulations, Sneaky.
What if she's also indigenous and dance isn't just something her classmates value, but it's also something her family values? Because the jiggle dance of the Minnesota, Ontario. Wait,
hold on.
What does he mean indigenous, by the way? Like,
wait, how?
He
Wait,
means feather Indian.
how?
He means a feather Indian.
Yeah. Oh, the Minnesota, Ontario. Okay, so she's an actual native denomination of North America. She wouldn't be black.
No, it doesn't say also. What if she's also indigenous? It says, what if she's indigenous?
He's literally sitting here being like, okay, so I have created this character in entirety. I am now placing them in a scenario and judging their outcomes by what it means to the race I could make them?
Yes. He is literally comparing how many virtue points he gets between black and indigenous for what he puts them through.
Oh,
Bruh.
wow. That's a new level of
Who fucking does that and breaks it down like that?
Blizzard.
Yes, Blizzard, but they at least do it with fantasy races.
No, they made the diversity chart for Overwatch.
Oh, right.
yeah,
Overwatch. Fuck.
yeah.
Remember when
that's
people
when
said
that first
Blizzard
came
was
out.
definitely going to be moving forward in progressiveness?
God damn it, Blizzard.
Yeah.
That-
Lamau. Lol.
That
Lamau
is wow.
What fresh stupidity have I returned to?
Wild
just talking
Bow
about
is grading how he can make his characters the most diverse by.
Oh god, he's doing the Blizzard thing!
No,
Yes.
Yeah, we
no,
were just mentioning
it's
that.
actually worse because he makes the character in entirety minus race, and then starts to develop their plot lines and history. And will generate the history, and then he'll run the character through the history using his D&D stat page for them, and then write down, oh, it's like, oh, you know, they have a -1 to willpower because they're a coward in this situation, and the DC check for this is 6, so because of that, they only have a 4 for this DC check, so they're going to be scared during this scene. Not only does he do that, but he also sits there and looks at a scene's results of, say, in this instance, a character gets injured during dance class. How would that matter to them of them being white versus them being black? Because black people are athletic, and that means more to them. And indigenous, because they have a culture of dancing.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy, buddy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you missed an entire thing, Atin.
I'm glad I missed. Listen, I got to eat good pizza and not hear that. I think I'm the real winner here.
He is. Give it up, boys.
You make a good point.
That is, yeah, like I said, that was something else. That was something else. Yeah. Outlining it
Really
this
was
way makes it
specific.
feel very sterile. Yes.
Well, that's Wild Bow. That's because you have boiled people down to their literal racial traits.
You've literally
you
given
racist.
They're
given a
numbers.
number to people's racial traits.
Oh.
I'm not sure how you expected that to feel anything but clinical and vaguely
Exceedingly racist.
The
Oh,
buttons you're
sorry.
talking about,
I-
this isn't
I already-
racist.
I already
It
covered that.
perfectly
aspect.
Yeah.
within the satiric.
He added numbers to
Oh.
racism to code chaos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, no.
Yeah.
Good
I
lord.
think by developing every character this way to some degree, I realize where they are coming from and how they see things.
Bruh.
You shouldn't be.
By judging all black people to have an interest in athletics, I feel like I know how the black man sees the world, says Wild Bow.
Oh my
You
god.
know,
Does
I mean,
you not realize that is literally as bad as
you think
like
it's
fried chicken and watermelon? Is he not?
No. There is nothing wrong with fried chicken and
Who's done
watermelon.
this?
No. Okay.
Southerners take
So
offense to that.
there's nothing wrong with liking it, but unfortunately there's the
No, I'm referring to
stereotype.
the
Yeah, no.
stereotype where that's
Oh my god,
Okay,
that
but-
is
but-
those things.
that is
I have a
something.
problem.
Holy shit, man!
That is,
Canadians are on another level of racism. I gotta tell you.
What did the Canadians do?
Democrats
Wild
don't
Bow.
like that too.
Marlboro is Canadian.
Yeah, Wild Bow's Canadian. Wow. Oh, that is something else. If a
It's,
person can be married to another person for 50 years and not know everything about them, I think it's okay for my characters to continue, develop, and surprise me and others. With that in mind, during outlining characters like this, I take a 3/4 rule. I really would not
no.
use fractions in the same
Oh,
sentence as
man.
black
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You want to do a
Yeah.
1-0?
Bruh. Bruh.
He did not just pull that out.
Am I allowed to play the Vine Boom?
Go
Is
for
that allowed?
It says
I think this might
In
be one of
this
those times,
particular
though.
instance, I will authorize the Vine Boom.
You've authorized the Vine Boom.
They're 3/4 of a character and the rest is a mystery.
Oh,
Jesus,
man.
Wild Bow.
oh
I don't
my
know.
lord.
I don't know if most of us are like cringing at this because of our, American history.
I
Or
just,
really, it's just that bad.
I just,
Yes.
Like, it's just that
Yes.
bad.
No. Hang on. The Australian
Yeah.
is cringing.
You have
Australians
made
hang out
with a
you
lot
have
of
made the
Americans.
You have made the
I mean,
Australian.
I'm also
cringe.
Oh.
I'm also smiling just because of how bad he's doing. But
You see, the
What he's done.
Australian also gets the benefit of laughing at his other British colonized country.
yeah, we do.
Oh my god, this is something else. So yeah, this is how he approaches creating characters for all of his stories. That, now that I know this process, why a majority of the characters that were black in Worm that he introduced were all criminals.
Makes so much sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. If this is actually how he approaches making characters.
It's
I am actually getting uncomfortable with this. These are not revelations I needed tonight.
Holy shit. Yeah, let's.
I almost
A list of
feel a
things that we
little-
didn't need to know.
I almost feel a little bad for Aaron missing out on all this.
yeah.
We would have had to server mute him by this point, I'm fairly sure.
We would have.
Mhm.
I wonder if this will get you to read his other stories. No, I won't.
No.
You're refusing.
Never.
Look, so I'm gonna be real here. The only reason I read Worm, only reason I read Worm, and both Atin and Nose can attest to this, is because I had to wait at the bus stop for the Skinner bus.
Yep.
And oh,
That
boy,
will lead men
you
to
want to talk about unreliable fucking bus schedules?
oh
Yeah.
I have
yeah, the
never
fucking
seen. I don't know how this bus driver made a 15-minute, 15?
Yeah, it's
20-minute
about
loop,
15,
Sneaky?
yeah.
I don't know how that bus driver managed to make a 15-minute loop take an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not even kidding. Actual legitimate hour one time.
yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I think I do know what he was doing because Sneaky, he was stopping by that
Yes.
section of town.
Yes.
The section of town that had all the
Yes. Yes.
goods.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, we all know how he did it, but it was yeah, listen, you could be waiting for that Skinner bus for quite a while.
I still remember Atin fucking texting me at 10. He's just like, "Bro, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm on campus. I'm still waiting for the bus." And he's just like, "What the fuck do you mean you're still waiting for the bus? It's been 2
I
cycles."
want to point out Nose's class had ended at 6.
It ended at 6. I ended up sleeping in the fucking lounge in one of the buildings because it was so we had like 3 feet of snow at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
And the
"Not
bus
leaving this
driver
room."
just said no.
Yeah, the bus driver just didn't show up and then didn't tell the college, so they couldn't tell us.
Yep. And then I'm just sitting there at 10. I'm sitting there at 10 p.m. Like, well, I guess this is my life now. I ended up playing. I mean, yes, I could still get a drink because no one else could leave that fucking building.
Quick, Pomni, play the music.
Also, I think one of my personal favorites was the fact that there was an incredibly attractive delivery girl at the Pizza Hut. So we ordered Pizza Hut every week on a Friday.
I hated it.
Yes, but you really liked flirting with her badly.
Look, at least I tried to shoot my
That
shot.
poor
okay?
girl.
I knew better than to try and shoot that shot because I have basic human decency. But
I mean, she worked at Pizza Hut. She deserves some basic human decency.
That's true.
Oh no.
That's probably why I stopped.
Oh no.
But at one point, we skipped ordering that week because we were both just sick of it. And the fucking manager actually asked if one of us died.
I remember hearing that. I'm just like,
are you guys okay? What happened?
No.
Yeah, I remember
nothing,
having that. happen.
I was actually flattered by it. Like,
Nothing gets better than the one time I didn't call in to KKD's and I showed up at 2 a.m. and they go, "Oh, we have your sandwich." And I was like, "But I didn't order one yet." They're like, "Really? Well, we made it. Do you want to pay for it?" I was like, "Sure."
Yeah, at the point where they start like having your order ready to go, it's just like, all right, I've been coming here for
I
too
have
many
come
times.
too many times. A solid like 40 pounds I gained while I was up there. 100% was because of
there is a-
KKD's.
Dude,
There
I
is a
probably
chicken-
gained 15 pounds in that place.
Maybe 60.
There
Vermont
is
is dangerous to your waistline, gentlemen.
Oh my.
there
And then
there was
the
a chicken
farmer's
teriyaki
market
place
was
where I
like
would literally.
10 minutes away, and
Oh
you
my
got
God, the
the
farmer.
best apple pies from there.
Are you talking about the one in the corner?
Listen.
Are you talking about the one in the corner, or are you talking about the other one?
I'm talking about the one down the road from Winooski. Like, you have to keep driving for like 15 minutes.
Okay, look,
yes,
I
yes, yes,
do
yes.
want to say, the food wasn't amazing, but man, if you could get the food from the corner store
Yeah.
back to your room before it got cold. Now, I
Yeah.
want to be clear. This was literally like a 5-minute trip, but getting it back to your room hot was still a challenge because
Yeah.
it was Vermont.
And negative 30 out.
Oh man, that food was the best thing in the universe.
Yeah. They put
Except
maple
for-
syrup
I'm
on
sorry,
everything.
did you not just like buy a $10 cooler bag by that point?
Max, you have to understand that we were A, college kids, and B, retarded. So we were
Yes.
retarded squared. And poor.
But also didn't have money for $10.
Yeah. And also poor.
No. If you had money for the apple pies, you could have saved for like 2 weeks. And
Wrong.
gotten
So
Right,
the
but
choice of either
Max,
the apple
Max.
pie or the cooler bag.
That's another apple pie we could have bought.
Yeah.
Sneaky, I am ADHD and I still had better impulse control for stuff like that.
In my case, I just I would literally sprint, and everybody was like, it was really funny because everybody was like, how can you sprint across all this ice? I'm from Chicago.
And I got asked how I sprint across the ice, and I was like, well, you see, I have a size 12 foot. Ice means nothing to me.
Yes.
Size 12 Yadas.
I'm a size 12 and I run flat-footed. What will the ice do?
I'm already flat-footed, Ice. You can't disadvantage me further.
Ah, yes, you're only wearing snowshoes.
Aha!
Why do I
Aha!
expect
The
it-
ice tried to take away my dexterity save.
Little does it know, I never had one.
Why the fuck do I expect to hear that from an Always Sunny fucking episode?
Joke's on you, Ice. I am already a walrus. I shall simply slide.
I'm sorry, Sneaky. Sneaky.
Yeah.
It's always sunny in Faerun. Okay, so listen, the cast is Elminster is definitely on the cast.
Elemenster's obviously the bartender.
Yeah. So now here's my question.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So I'm thinking Elminster. What's the one who's always doing crime?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows
Yeah,
it down?
no. Listen. You gotta have Artemis in there. I feel that Artemis would be just the piece de resistance. Artemis and Terry. And then, who was the trick that tried to make Drizzt evil with the power of sex?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
No, hang on. That narrows it down to like 3 people that actually got to have sex with him.
Yes, that's true. The man did not know what sex is.
I thought the question was to try to have sex with him, not succeeding
Yeah.
in having.
That was the question.
It
No,
was.
no.
theoretically, that doesn't
Sorry.
narrow it
There
down.
was one very specific female who, after Drizzt's wife died, before she got resurrected,
Yeah.
that Drizzt was banging,
Yeah.
and she almost turned him evil.
Yeah.
I see.
It was very close.
Damned if I can remember her name. She was
Can't remember
incredibly
her name.
violent, and she had a stick that she could turn into nunchucks, and it electrocuted people, and she used it for CBT on other people.
Yeah.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, she
I
really
really
did.
This is a thing that happened.
Who
You
writes
stop
this
that.
in a story?
This is D&D lore.
Yeah, this is the
This is-
king. This is the king arc, right? This is the post spell plague king
Yeah,
arc.
yeah. Post spell, the one where Artemis actually gets redeemed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is D&D lore where the creators will literally ignore what most people say is correct and then
This
go,
is
"No, but
R.A.
this is mine."
Salvatore, you know, the guy that made 3.5 happen, and the guy that is the dude that perpetuates D&D lore to this current day.
Unfortunately, he exists.
Listen, okay? He went through a weird phase with Drizzt, but most of Salvatore's work is fine.
Yeah.
He went through a weird phase, he says, not multiple.
Okay, no, it was one continuous weird phase.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to
yeah,
be
no,
clear.
that's fair.
It was a long phase, but it was one continuous phase. It started with Drizzt almost being turned evil by the power of pussy, and then ended with Drizzt being fired as a magic missile by a spider woman who loved Drizzt so much she turned herself good.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one of his sisters?
No,
I can
No.
neither confirm nor deny.
no. It's oh boy. I can't believe I'm going to utter these words, and Sneaky will just have to back me up on the fact that all of this is true.
Yeah.
It is Matron Mother Quenthal's clone daughter who was made with Gromf Banir's sperm.
Yes.
Clone daughter?
Yeah, so
Yes.
she
Yes,
got
there's two
cloned, and then
clones in there.
no, she got cloned, and then her clone had a daughter.
Yes.
Oh,
But in order to make sure that she was just as useful as the original Matron Mother Quenthal, they had Camuriel, the psionicist, put Matron Mother Quenthal's memories directly into her.
copy and paste, okay?
Yeah, don't think about it
But
too hard.
but she still stayed good because she really wanted to ride Drizzt's D.
Yeah.
Fair.
And she may or may not be an avatar of Loth, which is why she was able to undo Driders.
Yeah.
Why would Loth allow anyone to undo her driders?
Because it'd be funny.
Because I'm having fun. I'm not even kidding you. Loth decided things have gotten stale in Menzo Benzanaran, so I'm going to start a religious civil war about me.
Because it would be funny. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds right.
That is the problem when it comes to evil gods, is because it would be funny becomes a viable reason as to why dumb shit happens.
And it got to the point where she said, I don't even care what happens anymore. This is gonna be hilarious. And then one of the high priestesses was like, but I thought you hated Drizzt. And she's like, Drizzt, I love Drizzt in both a physical sense and in a religious sense. He's an agent of chaos.
Yeah, literally, wherever he goes, nations topple. It's hilarious.
And Drizzt's like, I'm
Confused.
working for you. And she's like, oh, that's okay. You don't have to.
You'll do it anyway.
You just be
Do it
you.
anyway because you're such a goody two-shoes. You literally can't help yourself. You can't do nothing. You.
Yeah, no, this is the eternal protagonist problem.
This then began Drizzt's quest to become a monk so that he could punch God.
Unironically.
Which he has now succeeded in, by the way.
Yes.
Well, the becoming a monk part.
Yes,
I was gonna say,
the monk
I don't
part,
think
yeah.
he's managed to kill Loth because too many people like Loth.
No, but he's gonna give it a real good try.
He's gonna accidentally mantle as a fucking dark elf god, though.
He becomes a dark elf god because he kills Loth.
That would be amazing.
That would be
Listen,
so fucking
I
funny
just
to
wanna
watch all the
point out,
fucking
he
people who
has
sing for that
quite
bitch.
literally. Okay, listen. So in Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, you can become an epic legendary creature, or you can say, nah, fuck that. I want to be level 40. Drizzt is now level 40. Like, unironically, when they update the stat block for 5.5e, I have no idea what they're going to do, because he has enough levels in Monk that he ascended to the astral plane.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, I want to be clear, they had to get an actually more experienced monk to pull him out of the astral plane. He went there a little too soon, but he went there, which again, another side note, that was the perfect opportunity for them to make Planeswalker Drizzt, because that book came out right when they were doing the D&D Magic the Gathering
Cross
cards.
post, yeah.
And I'm like, the fact that you just made him a basic is a crime. You made the tiefling girl. Oh shit, what was her name?
Tiefling? Oh geez, dude, it's been literally
The one with the Dragonborn, the Dragonborn dad
Yeah,
that adopted her and her sister.
I know, it's been forever since I've looked at the books though.
Which I want to be clear, she's a great character. She definitely deserved it. But of all the people that should have been the Planeswalker, it should have been Drizzt.
It should have been him!
It should have been him! It literally should have been him as the Planeswalker.
Yeah, but that's not enough diversity points. You know that.
He's a dark elf.
Yeah, she's a woman.
Can we not?
They literally do it that way.
Let's just drop it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're
I'm
dropping that.
definitely on
Anyway.
stream.
Yep. Anyway. the
Anyway,
point is,
let's talk about pointless stories that have no meaning at all, like this Naruto times Ruby story.
Wait. You know what, Sneaky? Find me a Naruto D&D crossover. Surely someone is that stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
Possibly.
no.
Let's end
No,
the
there are.
night on a steaming pile of fetid shit.
Well, let's get lathered up then, because this one's
Looks like it's time to oil up.
Underneath the underneath, Naruto finds himself in a unfamiliar land facing unfamiliar monsters. So it's a normal Naruto movie then, I guess.
Yeah.
Stripped of most of his power, still have not proven me wrong. He'll
Yeah.
He'll need to adapt not only to survive but to flourish. Can hard work and skill make up the difference? This is a story about recovering from disaster, overcoming challenges, and adapting to incredible circumstances. A Weiss times Naruto story with a mature Naruto. So I don't like this story for one reason. Depowering Naruto.
Yeah, this sounds like this should be a Rock Lee story, not a Naruto
Yeah.
story.
I don't like it when people depower Naruto, because it's not like we were introduced to Naruto with him already being the Hokage, right? Like we got the entire gauntlet from him being 4 years old to him being Hokage. Like
He quite literally worked his ass off to be Hokage.
well, not only that,
I
but
mean, yes, he
but-
also had fate helping him being the
right, but
all
my
he had.
point is more that we know every stage of Naruto's strength.
Yes.
We have seen all of it. We know
The
exactly what age he was at, with what power level, and when.
The only time when he was on that training trip with Jiraiya, we don't know the strength in between that.
Yeah,
basically.
that's pretty much it. But even then, like, it's like,
I mean, we get some of that with the filler arcs in the anime, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only a handful, and we know that at some point he did cross the, into the fourth tail territory.
Yes, and then wrecked Jiraiya with it, basically, because he wasn't expecting it.
But point being though is that if you want Naruto to be weaker than Hokage Naruto, there is a Naruto that we know of in canon at that weakness.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to take mature adult Naruto and make him as weak as Genin Naruto for your story. You can just take Genin Naruto. And if you're like, oh, no, but I want him to be a mature adult, well, then fucking deal with him being mature adult Naruto. And him having all of his powers at this point. Like,
Split the difference
into
into
have shadow clones. Even if you don't want him to have shadow clones, Academy Naruto just before the fucking exam.
or split the difference and go teen Naruto.
Yeah. But my well, see, the problem is, again, though, I don't know what the
He's too
status of
powerful.
Kurama is. Like, is Kurama still inside Naruto when he's the Hokage?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes, he is until
He
Boruto, but he
is.
can come and go as he pleases, I believe. But he
Okay.
just stays inside
So,
Naruto.
point being though is that you'll have to somehow get Kurama out of Naruto before transferring him over, because it doesn't really matter if you make him, Genin Naruto. He still has the fucking nine-tailed fox inside him.
With the Nine-Tail, he destroys basically everything. Kurama, with just a casual swing of his tail, can destroy mountains. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what you do,
So
he's just
it's
too strong.
yeah. No matter what you do, he's gonna be too strong. That was the basis of the Ruby Naruto crossover that I wrote with Cruel. Is that Naruto was going to be a fucking Giga Chad, even if he ended up in the Ruby verse when he was fucking 4 years old, and no one really knew how to teach him because he had chakra and they had soul, and we were just like, even on his own, it's like all he had to do was learn how to punch. And then he literally, just by watching women and feeling his chakra, he was capable of creating a jutsu that made him physically look like a woman.
Well, no, he also read porn.
Well, yeah, he also read porn, but my point is that he didn't even know.
Yeah.
Really.
When he was 12 years old or 14 or whatever, he created his own jutsu.
Yeah, like he literally
created his own jutsu, which, by all accounts, was an almost complete physical transformation.
Which
No, it was.
Like, it was. There was fully complete physical transformation.
Yeah, it was an actual
like,
physical
inner organs, like shit like that.
We don't. Yeah, but we don't know about that. But what we do know is that no matter what, is that his physical transformation jutsu was like literally actual physical, because he turned into a shuriken at one point, and Sasuke was capable of throwing him.
And Sasuke, I believe, was like, I know what this I see now, but like he didn't. I think he thought it was just a regular shuriken, though. I don't think.
Sasuke?
No.
Sasuke was aware.
The plan
No, he was
was
aware.
to turn into a shuriken,
Yeah.
and then Sasuke would throw him, which Zabuza would then go, "What is this weak ass shit?" Dodge, and then Naruto goes, "Behind you."
Yeah.
And then sticks his hand up another man's butt.
Also, remember that his transformation
This
is
isn't the Gaara fight. This isn't the Gaara fight.
good enough to fool a Hokage.
Yes, and his transformation is good enough to fool a Hokage. Yeah. So
the third Hokage.
So this is a child. This is a child who, in his own words, was given poor instruction and managed to, through just watching people, reading some porn, which is questionable, because we don't really even know if he could read at this point in time.
Somewhere they filmed with magazine.
He didn't know what chakra was. It was Katra.
Yeah, he thought chakra was Katra. Yeah, so like he at the point in time when he made his own custom jutsu was able to get everything wrong, but still make a better transformation jutsu than the current one.
Completely by accident.
So Naruto training, even if he doesn't know anything, basically comes out to him being a Giga Chad no matter what. That's just how it was, and so we just rolled with it for our story. But point being, though, is that reducing Naruto's power level artificially, it's like, oh, well, he lost all of his chakra of transitioning to the new, universe or whatever.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because then he just die from
First
chakra
of all,
exhaustion.
that kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just kills him.
Well, second off, chakra isn't like some sort of like mana bar.
Energy. Yeah, it's your life force.
It's a representation of your life force and your mind. So if you lose your chakra, your life force is lost.
And even if you survive that, your mind is lost. You're a fucking vegetable.
Yeah, so it's like this also depowering Naruto. If you want Naruto in your story, then deal with the fact that Naruto's going to be in your story. Don't be like, well, I want Superman in my story, but he's way too strong for the setting. So
making him a regular human.
Yeah, I'm just going to make him like a little bit stronger than a normal guy.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
The
then
most annoying
why
part
is
about that
Superman in your
There are
story?
plenty of ways to depower Superman that don't actually literally depower. You know what? You could go ahead and pull in Superman, who's in the middle of the All-American Superman arc, where
Which
he
one's
was
that?
all contemplative.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which again, listen, if you have not read All-American Superman, go read it. It's one of the best arcs for him, truly.
Yeah, but like, point being is like, artificially depowering Naruto because he's too strong for the setting you're sending him into. It's like, then don't use Naruto. Then don't use Naruto. Part of Naruto is the fact that he has the power to back up his beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like, oh, well, I'm actually gonna remove all the power from him. Like, okay, so then he's just some fucking limp-wristed, we all can get along and live in peace guy now, who's just basically a hippie.
So it's Jesus.
It
Even
turns out
Jesus.
I don't know, Jesus was pretty strong, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but have you not heard of G's? Actually, never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder: the man flipped tables and hit people with a whip at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
Jesus
friendly
was willing to throw
reminder.
hands.
A friendly
Let's never
reminder.
forget that.
He had someone willing to cut off ears for him and said, "Chill."
Yeah. Point being,
The
though, is...
only reason he got quite literally, the only reason he was put in jail was because he allowed himself to be jailed.
Yes.
I have put it in the chat of
Yes,
entertainer.
I know. Point being, though, is that, you know, yeah, again, unlike a mana bar where you could say, like, oh, you know, they used their mana to travel the worlds, and then they ended up in Ruby, which is canonically devoid of magic to a really, you know, drought-like sense, and their mana's recharging super slowly, so that's why they're depowered effectively. I would be like, okay, fine. But chakra
Yes.
doesn't work that way. Chakra is internal. Naruto eats food, and his body turns it into chakra.
Yes.
So,
Although it's also great because any magic user that has mana that refills slowly can just crush up and snort dust to refill it, because that is literally crystallized magic.
that's fair.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
could.
Snorts magic
on,
dust.
hold
God
on,
told
I
me
need to
he'd teach
power
me karate.
Hold up, I gotta power up.
it's
Oh.
no, you got the fucking wizard. The wizard ambles out. They're like, oh no, it's this guy again.
Sneaky
Wizard takes out.
Sneaky
down-
Elminster totters into a fight. His beard is just a rainbow. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I do know that Meteor's gonna end all 15 of ya.
No, I'm saying the wizard
No,
toddles
see-
out. He's got fucking 10 dust crystals in his hand, and he's like, I couldn't do this before, but I cast Chain Fireball.
Elminster, what have you been snorting? I've been snorting diamond dust for 6 days. It's called Greater Restoration.
I've been snorting the planet's blood.
Oh god.
You see,
Oh,
Gale,
god.
I have.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just imagining Elminster with materia.
Yes.
Gale, you don't understand. Pure dusted weave.
No. Get out. Leave.
Are we retracting the bit? Are we retracting the bit?
Yeah.
Okay,
You ruined the bit.
understandable.
Everything hurt in it. Hurts really bad. Wait, what? Hold on. This author's note just attracted my attention. Welcome to Underneath the Underneath. I've been reading Ruby Naruto crossovers on and off since Ruby first launched, and I've decided to write something. I'll be honest, I haven't written fiction since I was in high school, and it's been 10 years since then. Okay. So, I mean, that's 10 years where you haven't had badly ingrained habits, so let's see how much you picked up from reading fanfiction to ruin your capability of writing. I'm not really sure where I'm at as a writer, so I'm open to criticism. Please keep it civil, however. Fair. Also, that's how you ask for it. Not no flames, please!
Yeah.
As for this story, I have gotten a strong framework laid out until Volume 3, at which point the story is going to pivot quite hard. There'll be a longer author's note at the bottom that explains all of this, but after this chapter, the notes will be very short. There's a poll for Naruto's semblance on my profile.
You know what? As shit and horrible as FTDS is, I still like the fic he did when no one could understand Naruto. They tried to unlock his aura, and all of a sudden, whoops, possessed by Kyuubi. Because they unlocked the seal by accident.
No,
to me, that just,
no,
that just sounds like
No, hang on.
because they
no,
dragged
did-
out his
No.
soul, which Kyuubi is attached to.
no,
That's not.
no.
That's how that would work.
That's not how it works at all.
I feel like what happens
no.
there is instead they accidentally summon the Shinigami. It's like, all right, well now I have to fix this.
Yeah,
jackass."
yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be
Yeah.
bad.
They
Yeah,
would
actually,
more
yeah.
likely summon the Shinigami than they would somehow free the Kyuubi. That's
Yeah.
nonsense. Like
Either
literally
that or-
literally no one but Naruto was able to remove the seal. They literally had that as a plot point.
The best that they could do was
Actually, couldn't
to...
Naruto not even remove the seal without that key from the toad?
No,
Like,
literally
that-
at any time Naruto
Yeah.
could have removed the seal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the best that could happen was Orochimaru layering another seal over it
And disrupting it. Yeah.
disrupt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the key
Why
was
is-
to modify the seal.
Which Jiraiya's
Yeah.
like,
Ima-
fine, I'll modify this seal. It's like, okay, all right, can we stop?
Yeah,
Imagine being Orochimaru and being retired enough to go, that looks like a seal that could contain a Kyuubi. Oh well, I put another seal over it. What could fucking happen?
I mean, no,
To
that's
be
totally
fair,
line.
that's-
No,
that's
no, no.
not-
That's
that's
that's in line.
Yeah,
with
that's in line.
It's not just
Orochimaru, 'cause
curiosity.
It's like as long as Konoha breaks, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
hang on a minute.
No, it
I
is.
thought the reason he put that seal on there was he looked at it and went, "Oh, the Kyuubi seal is weakening. I'm a patch job that."
No, the reason why you put
No.
this
No.
the reason why you put the seal on it is A, because it'd be funny.
Yeah.
B, because
B-
an odd seal over an even seal fucks it up and
No,
stops.
Well, well, yes,
That's
that's
reason- no,
why
that's-
he used an odd seal. But
Yeah.
the reason why he used it is because he was like, okay, even a idiot's flailing is still dangerous if that idiot is powered up by the Kyuubi.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it's
also
like,
thought it was because the Kyuubi's power getting released too much, which he would have had to against Orochimaru, would have brought too much tension. Onto Orochimaru.
Yeah, that too.
Yes, but it was more the fact that him being hit by the corrosive chakra was still him being hit by corrosive chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
I'm pretty sure the primary reason was like, okay, yeah, he's just a stupid kid, but now I can't kill him because that'll lose the Kyuubi, and I can't just leave this wandering around because
It's
he's
li-
still a problem.
Yeah, it's like
If
this
the
is a
Kyuubi
stupid
unleashes-
kid, but the stupid kid is currently also mounting a Melta flak gun. It's like, yeah, I still have to take care of the kid. Even if it
This is
is
a
just a kid, that is a problem.
This is a stupid
Yeah.
kid, but this is a stupid kid empowered by a god of destruction, essentially.
Effectively, yes.
Yeah. Better safe
Um,
than sorry.
but anyway, point being there is that I forget the point was actually. Thank you. Fuck you.
That's the secret, Sneaky. There is no point.
Yeah, there was no point in anything. Anyway, Final Fantasy 13 was the best game that I ever played.
No.
Yes,
Listen.
yes,
listen.
Final Fantasy 13 was the best Final Fantasy game I have ever played.
Who the
Have you
fuck's
played any other Final Fantasy games?
No.
He has not.
Ow.
That's what I thought.
Listen.
That's what I thought.
13 was
I
my
had to
first
have this
Final
discussion
Fantasy.
with someone a while
Enjoy-
ago. Listen. From a design perspective, I love all of Final Fantasy 13's characters as long as they aren't opening their fucking mouths.
No, I actually enjoyed 13, and I
You're
actually
wrong.
100%ed 13.
You're wrong.
You're
You
wrong.
are wrong. Do not pass go. Go immediately to jail.
Look,
wait,
look, Max
no,
even
no,
dropped
I-
13.
From a
No,
story
13
perspective, it was Sign gave
was
up his
bad
writer's
from-
license
No,
on your
No.
Patreon.
No, Sign, it is bad story
Sign,
perspective. Do
You
I call it
you are
good
required
because
to
I
share
had
your Patreon
fun,
now.
and that's the only thing. It's a good game to me
Oh, no, it's
because I had
fine.
fun.
I'm glad you had fun. That doesn't make it a good game.
I still
I
wish
like
Snow
it.
got punched in the face a couple dozen more times. But
Oh yes.
But like,
SARS
listen,
was cool. Fang was kind of
Saz was consistently the best character in every
Yeah.
cutscene I saw, and like, you know what,
Vanille
Saz?
was great.
I like
Vanille was
you.
great.
Lightning was
Vanille. Okay,
great.
no. Vanille was great about halfway. I got about halfway through that game before I said this is
Yeah.
fucking stupid and I give up.
Mm.
Vanille was great. She finally started becoming a real character about halfway through the game when she stopped being Lul's surrounding girl.
I actually
Yeah.
gave up on Final Fantasy when it was like 2/3 into the game and they introduced a new skill tree to everyone.
The Crystarium, where they introduced every skill tree to everyone, but it costs a fuckload, so you got to grind a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
actually
that was
good.
really
was
dumb.
shit.
and
was
I
good.
was just
That was
like,
good.
"Yep, I'm good."
Also,
Yeah.
I had never understood anyone's complaints about word vomit in a Final Fantasy game until I played. Like, I think most of the games
Mm.
up until like 11 did a really good job with terms. 11 got a little out of hand.
I mean, 11 was an MMORPG though, so
Or,
that's
I'm sorry, I meant 12.
12. Yeah, I can actually see that. Yeah.
I mean 11 was pretty bad about it too, but that's beside the point. Anyway, right? 12 got a little out of hand. 13 was where it really went off the rail. These are the foul sea who suffer the crystal curse of the Lassie.
You know,
Like,
there
Bruh,
actually was
Bruh,
one good
I am
thing.
on a train that is exploding with guns. I don't know what the shit you're talking about.
Yeah.
no.
Bro, please stop world building. You've already got me in the world.
Bro, yeah. Please
Like-
stop world
like-
building.
Yeah.
I'm already here.
It's also weird that they could have used past Final Fantasy terms in 12, but instead all the terms like Ifrit and Shiva and all that were ship names.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
that was a whole different right, but like if you take a second, right? If you go and look at like the actual designs from 13, right? Just the basic designs.
Right.
They're all fantastic. Like you look at Lightning. Right
Lightning's
now,
a
okay.
great design.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I
Li-
will
like-
not. I will not deny 13 these two things: good music, good physical designs.
Did you buy the
They're
Gucci
all
DLC?
amazing. The what?
The
No.
Gucci
Oh, that's
DLC?
right. They had the
Yeah.
Gucci thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
God.
Nomura was really into that shit for some reason.
Nomura can fuck off. Man saying Lightning was the first strong female character in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, listen,
No,
that's a whole other
no.
listen. That's
Well,
another thing, right?
That's
But
a
like,
whole other bullshit. That's
like if
human
you look
bullshit.
at the design of Lightning, right? You can clearly tell this is
Military.
a military design. It is someone who is a soldier. It is someone who is clearly focused on speed over anything else.
And the mission.
And the mission,
No.
right? But and here's the thing, right now, look, the completely bare thighs, yeah, that's ridiculous. But
Woman.
you know,
Yeah.
Snow is running around in a full trench coat with a fucking beanie on, and it's a Final Fantasy game. Some exceptions are going to be made for
There's a baby
it
bird
being-
living in an afro and it never gets hit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. There's going to be some exceptions made because we are in a fantasy game, right? But you have armor on most of the critical parts, including like her chest and stomach, right? We know that it's armored under there. It's just a generally overall solid design.
Even the
It's great.
bosses
You
and
look at
enemies
Saz.
like
Saz is clearly a civilian who is in way over his head, and that's what he is.
See-
a teenager. Yeah.
I will never forget this moment for Final Fantasy is forever etched in my mind because so first off, I'm gonna massively age myself here. So I rented Final Fantasy 13 from Blockbuster.
Oh god.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Blockbuster was still around. It was on
Yes,
its
it
last
was.
legs though. It was on its very
Yes, it
last
was.
legs.
Oh yeah.
My question is how you managed to finish Final Fantasy 13.
I
Rip.
didn't.
He didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, did you manage to finish it within a weekend? If so, congratulations.
No, I did not. So anyway, I rented the game for my Xbox 360.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Listen.
Same.
Yep. Yep.
And my
Christmas
and my
present-
massive 20 gigabyte hard drive.
By the way, hey
God,
Sneaky,
stop.
Oh,
let me
man.
let me help you with casting the curse of years on people.
My hard disk hard drive.
I moved in Sneaky. I had just moved into the house
Yeah.
that I've now been in for most of my life,
Yeah.
and it was my Christmas present when I was starting high school and my parents got us a 360.
Bro, I was in like 6th grade.
You know what I hate?
No,
They actually
no.
can't buy a lot of the parts.
Yes.
still unavailable.
Yes.
I feel old now. Stop.
Hang on, no.
Yes.
No, when did it come out?
Yes.
Xbox
No,
360.
Come on.
You
Yeah.
could not have been. It was in 2010, Sneaky.
Yeah, 2010.
Oh, I thought you meant the Xbox 360.
Oh
No,
no, I'm
no.
sorry, 13.
2014.
13.
Oh yeah. 13.
I
Yeah.
thought 13 was a 2009 release.
No,
No, that was
I think
that
it
was the Japan release.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we got it within like 2 months.
It released
Oh,
December
March
17th,
March 9th.
2000.
Yeah, March 9th,
Yeah.
2010, and bankruptcy wasn't declared until September of that same year.
Man, was I spot on. 2005. Look at that design.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, Lightning Returns was
Oh.
excellent.
The red. I still remember the red ring of death hitting everyone.
You know what? It never actually hit me.
Me either. For some reason, all my friends got it, but I didn't.
Also, the
well,
three
it was
generations.
a solder issue, but some of the machines were fine.
Yeah.
It was literally due. So what would happen was there was excess solder in there.
Yeah.
And if you ran your machine for really long periods of time, the solder would heat up, and then
Drip.
the problem didn't come from the solder heating up. The problem came from letting the machine cool down and then the solder pooling on components.
Yeah.
But some machines just didn't have a bad solder.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so so I'm playing the game and I'm like, all right, this is like okay. I don't see what the hype about these Final Fantasy games are.
Yeah.
Of course, the one you picked is one of the worst.
Look, don't shit on the Final Fantasy VII remake.
I'm not
what
playing
I'm
it. Fuck that
incredibly
game.
sad about is that
No, he
13
doesn't have to
sold
play it.
super well.
I know that's the point.
Yeah.
So like everyone's like, oh my god, 13 came out. Let's go there. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll see what the fucking hype is, and I played. I'm like, these Final
Yeah.
Fantasy games aren't that good.
That was
fact that
not the game that
introduced,
come out.
the fact
And
that they
so,
introduced the
anyway,
party
I'm
leader
playing the
dies, it's
game.
Game over.
And I'm playing the game, and I'm playing the game, and I'm playing because you only got a fucking weekend for it, you know, right?
Yeah.
So I'm playing it. My mom finally comes in the room. She's like coming to tell me like dinner's ready or some shit, right? And she comes in while I am fighting the motorcycle girls.
Shiva.
Oh,
Oh no.
And
Yep, you shared
she
this story.
not only comes in while I'm fighting them, she comes in during the cinematic where they're like dry humping each other. And then they turn it to the motorcycle and you hop on and ride it. And she comes in at the start and we're both it's like the fucking meme where you're looking at something and your mouth's open like what the fuck, and someone comes up to you and they're like, what are you doing? And they look over and their mouth opens and they're like, what the fuck? That was us. We both just silently watched this entire cinematic and looked at each other and were like, what the fuck is wrong with Japan?
Yeah.
That
Is that as far as you got? You said you got to-
yeah,
you got to Pulse.
I got a little bit farther, yeah.
Here, I've timestamped the relevant scene for anyone who has not seen this
Yeah.
special piece of cinematic art from Japan.
Which
I will say though, all of the fucking like even regular enemies like the Thief designs, I fucking love.
Listen, the designs are great.
yeah, the designs were good, yeah.
Yeah. Like the boss against that commander guy, that's a half human, half Seath, whatever that they bring back in Lightning Returns against Snow. Is
That stuff's great. That stuff's great. 13. Listen, Final Fantasy 13 is the Gundam seed of Final Fantasies.
Okay,
It's-
that's an
It has-
insult.
Okay,
mm,
hang on. Speed is better than people give it credit for. It is not 13 bad.
I was gonna
Was
say,
it-
hold the fuck
No,
up.
No. Okay. What I mean by that is, it is one of the worst things in a otherwise very solid franchise that has fantastic designs and fantastic music, but its story is a significant departure and letdown from previous quality.
Okay, if you want to call it Seed Destiny, that's fine. Seed's still not that bad.
Fine, Seed Destiny.
See, Destiny ruined Seed.
That
13
was,
ruined itself.
I mean, okay, you're right.
I mean, the thing is, the second game also still sold well enough to get a third game, though. You can't forget that. It wasn't that
I'm
bad.
not.
You know what?
I'm not
I'll give him.
going.
And I'll give him this.
I'm sorry.
13-2 isn't bad.
I won't deny that, but the
I almost
counterpoint to
100%
this
agree
is
with
that
you.
just because something sells well doesn't mean it's good. 50
Yes,
Shades
like
of
COD.
Grey is generally panned by several people. Still sold super well. Twilight, panned by several people. Still sold well.
Unfortunately.
Alright, so I'm reading the Naruto story, and the spag isn't good, but it's also not awful.
We've seen worse.
Yeah, we've seen way worse, but basically, arbitrarily, Naruto's chakra is just gone and it isn't regenerating.
And it doesn't tell you why or anything.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Fuck you, that's why.
Yep.
That's my line. How dare you?
Because I dare.
Also, him losing all of his chakra made him only as fast as a civilian.
That
doesn't make sense.
No, he'd still have the. I'm pretty sure he should still be able to rival an active hunter.
Yeah,
Yes.
easily.
Chakra.
Yeah.
He is a ninja.
Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind that, like, people like Lee, who couldn't direct chakra, was able to train his way into lifting boulders.
Lee had chakra. He couldn't use it externally. He could use it internally, and he could open the gates.
I
But
thought he just had no talent.
He
I just thought he had no
couldn't.
talent.
No, his network was fucked up, so he couldn't mold it.
Yeah.
Well, he can't mold
That's
it.
why the 8 gates became like such a ace in the hole for him, because it's like you don't have to mold your chakra.
Yeah.
If
So
you open a gate, because the gate just floods your system.
yeah, so that's
You have enough chakra that you become God.
right, but that's my point though, is that Lee actively couldn't empower himself with chakra unless he was literally just empowering himself by sheer amount.
No, he was empowering himself by default with
No,
his
he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was not.
He was just using taijutsu.
His literal chakra network, the organ in his body, was not capable of molding chakra at all. Chakra by itself, by just existing in your body, does empower you. You get bonuses to your attack and defense by just existing. However, he could not empower himself to boost that like other ninja could do, like by using the fucking body flicker and other shit like that. He could only punch things.
It was explicitly stated by Mighty Guy, and it was one of the few things kept consistent throughout all of Naruto.
Yes.
Lee cannot use chakra, period. The 8 gates just floods your system. That's all
What
it
I'm
does.
saying is
And
because
your body
he
can't
had
handle it. It needs to be able to handle it. That's it. You gotta train your body to handle it.
Yeah.
because he had chakra, his body was reinforced by chakra,
Yes.
allowing him to do the training that put him on par or better than people with chakra who relied on external chakra use in the form of jutsu.
Also relying on
Having
empowering.
chakra, having chakra let him do all of that.
Right, but that doesn't mean that his ability to run around with boulders tied to his feet on his hands while doing push-ups and singing, you know, an anthem, that doesn't mean that he was able to do that because he was able to channel chakra to himself. He was able to do that because he just trained really fucking hard, and that world allowed for that sort of power scaling.
No, he's
Let's be
not-
clear.
he's
The
not
reason,
only-
hang on. Here's the disconnect that you people are not crossing with each other. He's saying that the only reason he could do that was because of chakra. Yes, that's true. The problem that nobody's managed to communicate here is just because Lee would lose his chakra, he would not suddenly lose the abilities he's gained.
The
Sure,
muscles.
he would get a small downgrade
Yes.
from losing the inherent bonuses granted by chakra. But because he trained his muscles and body, granted, he endured training that no normal human could without
Yes.
chakra, but he got there. So if you took Lee and stuck him in any other world, he would still
Yes.
be a beast.
Yes.
He would sweep super fucking hard.
Yeah.
What we're
Because his
trying to
body
say.
would still be
I think the,
conditioned.
my problem is that he was using the word empower.
Yes, he was using the
which
word empower.
impli- That's not what happens there.
Yes.
Like he was wording it as if
Lee
was
is restricted to
actively doing it.
passives. Everyone else can has actives and passives. That's the point
Yeah.
we're trying to make. So
Yes.
anyway, point being is that Max is right. Even if Naruto lost all of his chakra and somehow didn't die from that, because your body uses chakra to do everything.
Well, people with a chakra network use chakra to do everything. There are people in the Naruto world without a chakra network who get by on not having chakra.
Right, but
What?
that's like,
no,
that's like, no, bro,
that's
no,
not-
that's
they're
no,
not
bro, no.
having active
Shut the fuck
chakra.
up and let me say, chakra is a literal fucking organ in their bodies. That would be
The
like,
chakra
oh,
network.
I just don't have blood anymore in my blood veins. That
No, the chakra network that you're talking about, that organ is specific to the descendants of the people who ate the
Yes.
chakra fruit.
Yes, you
not everybody
dipshit. That's what
else.
I'm fucking saying. Everyone else can get by without it because they never existed with it. This
Yes.
creature over here always had blood veins. So when you remove all the blood from the blood veins, it dies.
Yes.
Essentially, the only one from Naruto that you can take from Naruto into another world is the guy who banged Kaguya because he wouldn't have had chakra.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, well, in the filler, I think she gave him the. No, I think he was killed.
She
actually.
offered him the fruit.
Yeah.
I
He
think he was
refused
actually
it,
killed,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she went ballistic.
Yeah.
That's why she did the thing she did.
Yeah. But my point being here is that it just doesn't make any sense because quite literally, like how your veins can start collapsing if you lose too much blood, your chakra network starts collapsing if you use too much chakra, and that's what they call extreme chakra exhaustion, and it's why they actually tell people to not do it because it is literally lethal. It's like you just fucking cut a vein open on your body.
It's what put
Yeah.
Kakashi down for a week.
Yeah, he was.
It's
he was-
also
yeah.
a worry with the with Shoji's clan
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with their emergency.
yeah,
pills.
so literally Naruto losing all of his chakra would literally cause a system shock and kill him. If not kill him,
Yeah.
then he would just be insensate.
We've seen what extreme chakra exhaustion causes, and we've been told what it will lead to explicitly within the material.
Yeah. So
Except
Yeah,
that they'll
that-
use the
that seemed-
non-canon movies. They'll use the non-canon prison movie where Naruto had that weird seal on him that stopped him from using chakra. And
Okay,
saved
but
him.
Okay,
the
but that's
seal
different.
blocking him from-
yeah, that's
That
way
was also
different.
the
That
movie
was
with the.
reason-
That's like saying you can't use the benefit of your blood veins, but your blood
Mm.
vein still exists.
Yeah.
Like that, it's a fucking non-canon movie as well. That's the one that also had
Yeah.
the shuriken machine guns that made no sense.
yeah.
I'm not letting you forget about that.
I hate that shit so
That
much.
train
I'm not
was
letting anyone
stupid.
forget about that
I
fucking
hate
thing.
that shit
train
so
was
much.
stupid, but it was kind of fun.
No. You're thinking of the you're thinking of the kunai
thinking of
machine
the-
guns.
That's the
Oh.
one where he goes.
Well,
down
no,
there
I'm
and
not thinking of
snow.
the machine guns. I'm thinking of the wall of lead.
Yes, Nose is talking about the shuriken machine guns from Naruto and the Blood Prison. You're talking
Oh,
about
that's-
the
okay.
kunai machine guns from Naruto and the Land of Snow.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there's
think
two
I think
different
Blood
ones.
Prison is the only one I haven't seen actually.
It's not good.
I've
Where
even
apparently
I've
there's
It
the
is not
main
good.
girl of that. The main girl of that movie uses a Rinnegan somehow.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Sure, why
There's a
not?
reason why it's not canon.
Was the Blood
Yeah.
Prison the one where like some dude was gathering up
Everyone's
bloodline
chakra.
users?
Yeah.
Use a box that apparently grants
Like,
wishes.
wasn't that
Yes.
the big thing? Like, Kakashi's been kidnapped. It's like, wait,
No.
hang on, what's that tagline?
No.
It's where someone pretends that frames Naruto for attacking the Raikage or something, and he ends up in prison because they all believe it.
the Kusakage or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that's different
I
bullshit.
guess that's 2 movies I have. Oh, Will of Fire. Okay, so I haven't seen Will of Fire or Blood Prison apparently. Okay.
Mm.
You should probably count yourself lucky.
Yeah.
You say that, but I'm probably gonna try to track them down in the near
Of
future
course you
now.
are.
Just to say I've seen all.
What would happen if Sakura was D&D wizard? This is a
Wait, no,
story
Sneaky, I
called
thought that was the
Just
last story.
Facts.
Thought that was the
Fucking
last
nothing.
story.
Sakura
No,
would
this
be
is
a
what Atin
fucking
asked for.
garbage wizard.
Thanks to my app from the Muffinverse Discord server. Oh god.
Sakura would somehow be even more dead weight than she
Yeah.
already is.
Needless to say, this is Muffinverse is either
Oh.
Carnivorous Muffin or the Special Muffin or whatever their name was. So it's either that person that writes hundreds of spin-offs of their self-insert original character replaces death in Harry Potter.
Okay, I decided to look up Muffinverse just on a whim on Google.
Yeah.
First video was some music video called Muffin, and the next several links, the next 3 or 4 links are here's what the Bible says about muffins.
Okay.
Wait, what does the
What?
Bible have to say about muffins?
I
Educate
don't-
us, Rabbi Max.
Eat the bread
What?
as you would a muffin. Ezekiel 4:12 to 14.
I think it's a critical role thing.
A muffin in the Bible. 3 instances. What do you mean there are 3
What do you
instances
mean?
of muffin in the Bible?
What do you mean it's a critical role thing?
No, the Muffinverse is from the YouTube channel Critical Role apparently.
Oh. Anyway,
Oh,
so yeah.
is this some shit with like the weird tiefling thing?
Maybe, because I just
Oh,
looked
God.
up D&D Muffinverse and it gives me the muffin scene from r/fans of Critical Role, Truth About Muffins, a from the Dungeon Run and Critical Role short, and Just a Cupcake Dust of Deliciousness Critical Role episode 93.
Hang on
Well,
a
no,
second.
I honestly I think
Hang
it's
on.
more likely to be Carnivorous Muffin because that's described as the Muffinverse because they have like 25 stories of massive crossovers. Which so the worst part about Carnivorous Muffin stories is she has her main story, which is where her self-insert as Death, who is also the wrong girl who lived, or some shit, or the twin of Harry Potter, or something.
Wait, I think I know that. Yeah, I think I know that one.
Yeah, we liked it for a while on the SDM, and then it just really just lost the plot.
Yeah,
Oh,
when
yeah,
she
this
got
looks
into the
like
Chamber of
it's-
Secrets and did some shitty ritual or something, right?
Yeah, and so effectively, the main issue with Carnivorous Muffin and her Muffinverse is that she has like dozens of spin-off stories in which the main character from her main story ends up in other universes. But it's like chapter 46, Lily, I think the name of the character was, Lily ends up in Naruto at this point. And then she'll have another Naruto story crossover where it's like chapter 98 Lily ends up in Naruto. And then there's like another one that's like chapter 57 Lily ends up in this story, and chapter 68 Lily ends up in that story. And so it's like you have to remember what point of the story her character was like and what powers she had access to at that point in the story.
Yeah. Didn't she also start crossing over into other people's fan fictions and then said, well, then just go read that fan fiction?
Yes.
And
I'm not
people were
putting
like,
up with
but I'm not
this.
a fan. But then people were like, but I'm not a fan of that fandom. It's like, well, then you're not a fan of my fic. Get out.
Yeah, literally. They actually ran away from FFN to AO3.
Of course they did.
That's depressing.
That's a good
Alrighty
thing.
then.
Yeah, so anyway, Sasuke-kun, you should go on a date with me. Sakura's fingers move entrancingly towards the target, her voice a strange combination of eldritch and seductive. No.
No.
Sakura,
No.
seductive. Ha!
No.
For him, it wasn't a reasonable course of action. Because of this, she wasted a spell slot.
The GM is just like, I cast it. DM, I cast seduction. You waste a spell slot. Can I just not? No. I am insulted that you even tried this. You lose a spell slot.
Yeah.
For
K-
the day, ever.
yeah, forever.
Mistra is so offended that you tried to cast this spell. She takes a chunk of your gray matter and edits it.
Yeah.
I cast seduction on Mistra.
Also, it's not seduction, it's it's fucking what
Charm. It's charm.
it's not charm. No, she didn't use charm.
Alluring-
It was
Friends?
yeah, I think it was the friend one because the author specifically said because it was not a reasonable course of action. It's the one where you can it's the command.
Oh, yeah.
It's the single command you can give someone. Shit, what was that called?
It's. I think it's literally just called command, isn't it?
It might just be called command.
No. Command is a completely different spell. You're thinking where you can utter a one-word command,
Oh, okay.
and as long as it does not endanger the creature's life. Well, actually, no. Even if it does endanger the creature's life. they will-
Suggestion.
Suggestion. That was it. Yeah.
Mm.
Because command is the one where you give them a one-word command, and they spend their entire turn complying with that. So yes, I once killed a dragon by telling it to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few of those funny little things you can do with like out of combat spells that are used in combat. What the fuck is the
Catapult,
spell?
as anyone will tell you, is the best simple spell for a shinobi.
Hold on, I gotta
I
find
mean,
the name of this.
catapult's good, but
I mean, it really
No.
depends. If you're using 3.5 and you're talking simple spells, I mean, yeah, catapult's alright.
Oh yeah.
no. Literally, the best spell for a shinobi is magic missile.
Yes.
Yes.
Unironically.
Yes.
Unironically, magic missile is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
The
Yeah.
ability to look at a ninja, a group of fighters that, for the most part, relies exclusively on dodging for damage mitigation, and then go magic missile.
think
Parry
the
this,
funniest-
you filthy casual! Magic missile!
And then he just pulls out the fucking Daigu parry, and you're just like, oh no, I'm fucked.
It is
Catapult.
time to use the greatest spell my grandfather passed on to me. It's a special spell. It's an advanced spell, and it wasn't something he told you. Are you ready to meet God? Pulls out an M1911.
Oh no!
I'm glad
Stevie,
you
I
changed
was
your
thinking
name,
of
son of a bitch.
I was thinking of magic missile upcast to 9th level.
Penis blast.
Just a friendly reminder, that one of the most dangerous things in existence is a wizard with an amulet of magic missile and a 9th level spell slot.
Yeah, oh yes, yes,
With
yes,
such
that
a
clip,
power,
yeah.
with such power, you can kill God.
Also, my favorite is upcasting penis blast at a 9th level. Penis blast, also known as fireball, the wizard renamed it after tranquing upon it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, Sneaky. You know what I think would be hilarious? Sakura casts friends on Sasuke. His attitude doesn't change.
Yeah. Alright, so select an
God.
object within visual range and it will fly at great speeds towards your target, whoever it may be. Well, a straight line. Flies in a straight line. That's a very important part. Do keep
For
in
the
mind.
snow?
Catapult.
Catapult. Do keep in
one thing
mind
that's
that
important to know
overall,
about catapult, it is a psychic ability.
the other important thing about catapult is it only works on things of was it 1 gold or less?
No, I thought it was a weight limit, wasn't it?
No, because there's no weight limit because specifically the combo is you take a colossal crossbow bolt, which only costs 10 silver because of the
yeah.
upscaling, and then you use catapult on it, and you do 8d6 damage.
Yeah, that's stupid fucking...
Eat this, bitch! Yeets 40... Yeets 40-foot crossbow bolt at someone. It's stuff like that where you have to then ask your DM if it's like a normal person you just did this to. It's like, do they get affected by physics? Like when I asked my DM when I was gonna fall on someone, I was like, so I know what fall damage is, right? But fall damage is calculated by the average weight of a person plus their armor, which comes out to around 300 pounds at the uppermost and 100 pounds at the lower levels. And so the average of all that is what the normal fall damage is. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, so my character weighs 500 pounds, and the armor they're carrying weighs 500 pounds. Do I do more fall damage? And he's just like, yeah, I guess you do. It multiplies whatever the fall damage by 5.
Your Honor, I'd like to cast Gravity. You don't have that spell. I'd like to cast Featherfall in reverse.
Featherfall in reverse.
It says here in page 27, anything and
Components
everything can
Uno
be
reverse card.
Your Honor, I'd like to kill my client with 10 magic missiles.
Anyway, so do keep in mind that explosive tags make better ammunition than rocks. No, launching an explosive tag really fast at someone does nothing. B, explosive tags definitely cost a lot more
than 1 gold.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you need special paper. Listen, you are wizard levels of spell booking with that. You need special ink, you need special paper, you need special materials.
You need to do
technically,
it right.
You could cast catapult and then cast explosive runes, but...
Well, no, just fire the rock at someone.
Yeah,
I mean, yes.
Throw a rock.
No, see, I need to make explosive catapult ammunition.
Well, then cast explosive rune on the rock and then catapult it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You said cast catapult, then explosive rune.
Yeah.
Oh.
If Sakura almost killed
you
herself...
could not do because catapult's travel time is way over 60 feet around.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it is?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Knows it does bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
That's fair.
If Sakura almost killed herself trying to summon a bell towards her body during that test... Oh, wow. Let's see. So she'd be a level 1 wizard, which means she has 1d4 health. That would kill you.
No. Isn't it a d6?
Yes. I was making a wizard joke.
I know.
Dies of d4 bell damage.
Yes.
Gmod ragdoll sounds.
Anyway, so she has a d6. Well, no, not a d6 because it's level 1. So she has a minimum of 6.
Yeah.
Unless she has negative con.
No one will ever mention. Well, she is Sakura, so definitely negative con.
No.
After her training art, she has
No, hang on a minute.
It's just that everyone else is
we're talking literal graduate.
Anything, it's charisma and wisdom.
No, I wouldn't say she is negative on charisma. I would say her charisma is pretty average.
All right, you know what? That's fair. But definitely wisdom is
100% wisdom. Well, to fucking
it's the
lowest
Naruto
as possible.
Her insight check is
everyone.
negative 10.
No, well, she's
Everyone.
she's
fucking
using
everyone's
3.5.
intelligence is like
Catapult
-5
doesn't
in
exist
there.
in 5e.
Yeah. But you know my point. Sense motive.
Yeah.
Look, the point is, wisdom is her dump stat. Honestly, even
100%,
in,
yeah.
I can't think. Like
No,
even when she's a trainee.
No, Constitution. No, Constitution is also really low because you got to keep in mind that she was going through a civilian starvation diet during her time as a trainee.
Oh yeah, there was that.
No, but that wouldn't be a negative to her that would be a negative to her checks for her constitution from starvation. Her actual con was pretty good.
I thought she had basically no stamina though. I thought she had basically no stamina.
Yeah, she did. She had basically no stamina.
But that's because she was in the starvation diet. Like
yeah,
we see her take
okay.
hits. We see her take hits that a
Yeah.
civilian cannot.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Well,
Beltast was full of disappointment. Okay, so this guy is making it's a 1,000 word chapter, and he's doing a crap ton of time skips of like 3 words per time skip.
No.
Yawn.
Someone learned Fireball before her, and this offended her wizard pride. After this blatant perversion of the natural order and the rights of wizards everywhere, Sakura did not like Sasuke anymore.
But
with her pitiful movement speed when compared to a ninja, Sakura had to be carried everywhere. Naruto and his clones were fine with this. She was still not. Sakura thought she had it, as Haku's once beautiful mirrors spewed water and vapor. The jutsu was liquefying before her eyes. Really, it was basic. Static fire trumps ice, right? Swoosh. While congratulating herself, Sakura missed a subtle noise in the air and something bit her skin. Needles. They left her in a great deal of confusion and pain, and just like that, her flame sphere was gone. Meanwhile, Kakashi was dissatisfied.
Okay, first of all, shield is a reaction.
Yeah.
Even the shittiest wizard in the universe can cast shield as a reaction.
Yeah, but
unless they didn't actually train.
Yeah, but you
shield.
see, she was too busy celebrating to pay attention to the fight that was still happening.
Look,
because it's Sakura with her negative
my problem
wisdom.
with this is someone. Here's the problem. Looking at this story, the person is not writing a shit post. That's my problem.
A little bit, yeah.
They're
it is labeled humor/parody, so.
But they're not doing it well.
None of it's funny so far.
They're trying to make a bunch of jokes reliant on Sakura having a wizard class, ignoring the fact that
also D&D memes, specifically r/D&D memes.
Well, yeah, A, that, but B, they're ignoring the fact that explicitly, classes, levels, mechanics, movement speed, all of those things are told to you in the DMG. This is a mechanical abstraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Nobody in a D&D book has a level. And, in fact, unlike in the game, people in a D&D book are not restrained by spellcasting levels, by which I mean it's perfectly conceivable for someone who's just starting out as a wizard to put in a bunch of effort and learn how the hell to cast Fireball.
Yeah.
They're not going to learn how to cast Time Stop because they're not even going to know that's something they can access.
Yeah.
But Fireball, you can find... Honestly, Fireball is highly unregulated in the D&D universe.
Very much so.
Kind of a problem.
Yeah, kind of funny actually. But point being though,
I'm not saying it isn't funny, but it is a problem.
Well, see, it was first created by the Men of Albion, who created a block of Fireball.
So anyway, point being is that in D&D lore, spell slots are sort of a thing because you aren't limited by your levels so much as you are limited by your intelligence in D&D lore when it comes to spells, because what you do with spells in D&D lore when you are a wizard is you spend your mornings casting all of the spells you think you're going to need that day, and you cast the entire spell except the final word, and the final word is usually the triggering word, which is usually the name of the spell, and then you use a special thought pattern technique that every wizard acolyte learns to basically hold the spell in your mind the entire day. Like, basically, you partition a part of your mind to holding the entire spell in a static state until you need to use it. And obviously, your skill with doing this is going to determine your, air quotes, spell slots. Because you...
This is why
Yeah.
in previous editions of D&D that aren't garbage, like 5e, even 4e kept this. People who cast spells gained a bonus to casts per day equal to their modifier.
Yes.
And that was at all levels.
Yes.
So the wizard with 18 int at level 1 could cast more spells per day than the level 1 wizard with 12 int, because the wizard with 18 int is smarter. He can partition more of his brain for more spells.
Yes.
The sorcerer with
Charisma.
18 charisma got a better, the warlock made a better deal.
No, charisma. No, so sorcerer with better charisma, it also applies because, in non 5e, they had spell slots as well, and
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
the
right?
charisma modifier in that case would represent. Well, for the warlock in 5e, it represents them being able to get a better deal. In the sorcerer's case, it represents a closer connection to their magical heritage.
Right.
Better being able to tell the universe to fuck off.
Yeah. And of course for clerics, it's simply a
Wisdom.
Well, yeah, I know it's wisdom, right? But it's generally described as having more faith.
Yeah, understanding the philosophical text and understanding the faith. Yeah.
And of course for things like druids and rangers, it's being more in tune with nature.
Yes.
Right? There was and part of the reason that was a mechanical thing was because when they were writing books, you had people in books doing things that you obviously can't do in games. Now, part of that was covered by this is all a mechanical abstraction, fuck off.
Yes.
But they also wanted to be like, no, Elminster is just smarter than you. Also, he banged Mistra, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like those people that, so I'm going to use this as a recent event. Asmongold hosted a Makara recently.
Oh no.
And this was a Makara, you know, the Horde honor death battle.
Yes.
And this was on the hardcore server, and he gave everyone a month, no rules. Because it was on the hardcore server, you couldn't cheat the system. If you died, you died.
Yep.
But otherwise, no rules. You could have people give you shit. You could buy shit off the auction house. Hey, if you wanted to break Blizzard's rules and buy gold, you could do that too. He didn't care. No rules. But whoever makes it to 60 at the end of the month will participate in a tournament for $100,000.
Is this in WoW?
Yeah,
Yes.
Obviously, no. It's a real-life death battle. Asmongold went hardcore.
No, hang on a minute.
I
He
didn't even
could've
know
d-
what you were talking about.
Hang on a minute. He could have done it in
housemate.
like 14 or something.
I went to ask my housemates if they wanted pizza, so...
That's fair enough. All right, so anyway, point being, so he hosts this tournament. They get to the end of the month, and well, obviously, a couple people were slated to win this tournament from the start, and everyone knew it. And everyone knew it because one of the people who were slated to win was the best WoW PvPer in the world. It's like getting into a 1v1 tournament with Yatoro.
Yeah.
You're going to lose. it's not even gonna be a question of who wins.
And here's the thing: no one's gonna ever talk bad about you for losing.
Right, exactly. It's just like, yeah, well, you lost the Yatoro, so that's not really a. It's not a mark
Yeah.
of shame. It's the best Dota player in the world.
As much as I hate to say it, who's the furry fighting game guy? Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you lose to Sonic Fox, it's like, look, man, you lost to Sonic Fox. This is a man who's won multiple championships in multiple games.
Yeah, it's just like you
It's
just.
like in
Yeah.
like in League of Legends where you random and your very first game ever is against Faker.
Yeah. So it's just stuff like that. It's just like these people. Everyone knew it was basically going to be a competition between like no matter how many people entered. It was like these 5 that everyone knows because they're streaming it. Everyone knows they're entering, and they're like the best PvPers in WoW. If they make it to the end of the month, then it's going to be a battle between the 5 of them to win, and everyone else is just an accessory to get to that point. So eventually, I think it was a Slicker, or his name was. He was a Slicker or Zopsis, whatever. So anyway, the number 1 player wins. It was very close, extremely close, but he won. And then a bunch of people went on Reddit and were like, if only I had as many potions as him, I could have beat him. And it's like,
Oh my
no.
God. No.
No, you couldn't have. It doesn't. You could have had a carbon copy of his character with all of the items included, and you still would not been able to have beat him because he is just better than you.
He's him.
So it is what it is. There is some fundamental limits on people, and not everyone's gonna be great at everything.
Right? This guy lives, eats, breathes, sleeps, and probably shits.
Yeah.
Memorized commands.
Pretty much, yeah. So anyway, back to Sakura being a video game character.
I picked a horrible time to come back.
What
Clearly.
was it? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He knows your rotation better than you.
Oh yeah. Literally, this dude is like, yeah, okay, so you're a warrior, you're Fury spec. I know your rotation better than you do because I invented the spec style you're playing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: even if he didn't, guess what? He's done it.
Yeah. Do not quote to me the scrolls, for I was there writing them. So anyway, so blah blah blah. Dogs keep invisibility. Hellspawn tracked by smell. The minute the spell faltered, he shot kunai at her. Man, becoming a warcaster wizard better be worth it.
Oh shit! No, you know what, Sneaky? The best spell is Sanctuary.
Cool jutsu. Sasuke was trying to steal her wizard techniques. Wait, how the fuck would he be able to do that?
Sharingan.
He can't.
It doesn't
This is
matter.
quite literally one of the few things the Sharingan cannot copy. Listen, even if you leave aside the fact that it's using magic, not chakra.
90% of the jutsu was already performed beforehand.
It was already, it would all be performed beforehand, and more to the
Doesn't
point,
use
it is
hand signs.
all internal.
No, it uses hand signs.
Yeah, no, D&D
Shadow
magic.
Wizard Money?
No, D&D magic has 3 spells can have one of 3 components:
Up to
physical,
3.
somatic, and verbal.
Yeah.
Eschew components.
Well, yeah, that just gets rid of one part of the spell.
But you still have to do verbal and somatic are still a thing. Somatic is literally hand signs.
Which
That
is
can be a
why
flick
the
of your
best
wrist.
way to suppress a wizard is to slam them up against a wall and start kissing them.
Yes,
Have it on.
it is. of course, if you're not looking to do that, the other option is break their fingers and gouge out their eyes and rip out their tongue.
Yes. Parry this, you casual.
Lesser restoration this.
Mm.
I mean, I feel like there's
Well-
even a few non-lethal ways to do that.
The
Those are
wizard
all
casts
non-lethal.
wish.
Those are all non-lethal.
Break their hands and break their jaw.
You know what the best
Oh,
part
yeah.
about wish
No,
is?
no. Hey, guess what? Well, you might know this because you play 3.5.
Yeah.
But don't forget, 3.5 quite literally had a feat called Jawbreaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Well,
you could make an
to be
unarmed
fair,
attack.
3.5 also had called shots.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
those
those
are
were
Okay, but
fun.
no. Here's the thing: Pathfinder kept Jawbreaker. I know they changed the name of it, but they kept Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
Who was it that did like the bounty hunter build with like? Which one of you was that? It was either you or Sneaky that did like a used rope build or some shit.
No, that was me.
That was him.
That was
That was
all
you.
me, and it
Yeah,
was a pudge
always
build,
him.
technically
Yeah.
at the time.
Anyway.
But yeah, no. Breaking a wizard's jaw is a perfectly viable way to keep them from casting spells.
Mm. Well, as thrilling as this discussion is, and as shitty as this fic is, I think I'm gonna go. Pizza should be here soon.
It is 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to wrap this up. So Sakura teaches Naruto and Sasuke how to be wizards. And here is, according to Sakura, how you level up as a wizard. You kill as much things as possible, and then you gain spells when you sleep.
Mm.
God damn it.
I feel like that would work for a warlock, but not for many other wizards.
No, it literally only works for probably sorcerers, because the combat experience would probably get them more in tune with their magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorcerer, I can see that working.
So not warlocks with their gods giving them spells while they sleep.
No, the warlocks would get stronger from killing shit because it's something they're either they're sacrificing it to their patron or it's something their patron asked for, and then they would give them spells in return for as a reward.
Fair enough.
Now, you can make the argument that a wizard will get better over time at
They have
casting.
to survive, though.
Well, how it's framed in D&D lore is the wizard memorizes fireball so much every single day is that over time it doesn't take as much effort for them to remember fireball. And so that way they can get more air quotes spell slots because they spent so much time mastering the spell that it became second nature to them, and they no longer had to expend as much effort into keeping it in their mind.
Cool.
And
well, like
you
I
then
said, I'm
got
not.
Yeah, later, man.
Yeah, good night. I would say, and then of course you got things like signature spells where you've spent so much time memorizing fireball, you can't actually stop remembering fireball.
Man, this is fucking cringe.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Oh.
And here's the thing: if you actually had someone intelligent doing it, you could have a ton of fun making someone in the Naruto universe
Itachi
a
heard
wizard.
it all, and an enraged screams of "Where is my saving throw? Target removal, no saving throw. That's so broken," he grumbled. Or she grumbled.
Fuck off.
Shut up, idiot. Biden bless you.
There is literally no such thing. Although now sneaky, now I'm having the funny idea of scribe binding Itachi.
How terrifying.
Oh god, all of this is just so cringe.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I
Let's
have
go,
to ask just out of curiosity, how would you guys do like a D&D fic crossover or not?
Wait, with
Just
Naruto?
No, with or without Naruto, just a D&D crossover in general or whatever.
Well, first
just
things
curious.
first. You immediately get rid of any notion of spell slots, levels, characters, movement speed, because none of that exists.
Yes.
The second thing you're gonna have to acknowledge is that if they're a warlock, that means all of those deities exist. If they're a priest, that means all of those deities exist. If they're Pretty much anything besides a sorcerer or wizard. All of those
No,
deities exist, and
Sneaky, even with some sorcerers, you'll have to acknowledge
yeah.
that gods exist because Azamar lines.
Well, yes, but there's again the sorcerer's spell casting is innate. And so if they travel from one world to another, they still have their innate spell casting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. But if they're in another plane, then you have to. But if it's a direct warlock or wizard or
Yeah. Pretty much
warlock or
anything
cleric.
besides wizard, they base. Well, I guess maybe druid, but even druid have the nature gods, and the land is saturated in magic, so that's why the trees can talk back. So
some of them not. There are some druids who are just like, no, I really like putting my dick in the tree.
well, yes,
Yeah.
but I mean more in the reason why that druids can attune themselves to nature and then draw power from that attunement is because the nature they're attuning themselves with is fundamentally magical, and so
Yeah,
them ending up in like our Earth, they wouldn't be able to like cast thorny vines or something because the vines don't have magic in them to cast thorny vines with.
A druid coming to our Earth would go insane.
Yes.
I mean,
but,
there's a decent argument that they might still be able to cast things like control weather.
I mean, maybe if they did it as a ritual,
Control weather is a
maybe.
ritual. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, maybe. But again, you got to keep in mind that a majority of the lore of druidic magic is not so much that this person is magical, but that the stuff they're interacting with is magical, and through natural attunement and rituals, they are capable of guiding that magic to do things that they want. I would say maybe wild shape would be the one thing that wouldn't rely
that's all
on
internal.
nature.
That's all internal.
Yeah, because they basically they internalize the energy of the forest and learn it, but like, would that be an expended resource that they would have to re-internalize energy from a magical forest to do, or?
Author's choice on that, I think.
I mean,
I could see it going either way. Yeah,
I could make an argument that because here's the thing: we know there are wizards that simply like Pickle Boulder Shoulder
Yeah.
that do not pay homage to any specific deity and simply are in tune with it, right? If someone worshipped like Elfwood God, no. But if they were just in tune with nature, they could probably just go sit in a forest and slowly get magic back.
No, I would say no. Initially, I would say they probably have to meditate in that forest for a long time, spreading magic out to all the plants, and then as the plants grow with magic, they can start to return some of it. Maybe you could explain it that way, but I would say even if they didn't have a deity, the fact that the forest fundamentally isn't magical means that any magic inside them would be a limited resource.
Yeah.
If wizards were somewhere else, you would have to deal with Mystra existing, which would mean all the other deities existing.
Which is unfortunate because people really wish Shard didn't exist.
Yeah. And so we're basically removing magic casters besides sorcerers, crossing over into a world. So you got fighter, ranger without druid magic, so fighter, rogue, and sorcerer. The thing is,
Berserker would still work.
What?
Berserker would still work.
Oh, and Berserker, right? My bad.
Yeah.
Well, only some of them, because
only some of them.
Yeah, some of them are totem-based sort of shamans. So, yeah.
A specific type of paladin would work.
No paladins.
Broken Vow Paladin, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, but no, they still require the whole faith system to operate.
His faith is in himself.
Yes, but he can only grant himself those powers because there is a faith system.
Yeah. Something's backing it.
Yeah,
It's a different flavor of warlock.
effectively.
Yes.
Same with cleric.
So ending up in a world, I mean, the problem is though is that D&D characters that don't include the baggage of D&D are just kind of normal people besides sorcerer. Bard. Would Bard keep
yeah.
their magic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Their magic comes from the number of virgins they've deflowered.
Yeah, I don't know. I picked up
Okay,
a
but
lute one day and
is
started
it-
shouting at a goblin and it just died.
Isn't a bard just a wizard with an instrument?
No, actually,
No.
literally,
No.
bards are the sort of people that are like, they're the sort of people that like can listen to a tune and be like, oh yeah, that's like F minor into G B, A sharp. They're the sorts of like musical autistic savants, except they're also horny.
Oh. So they're sorcerers with a lute.
I mean, you know what? That's an actual argument that actually every single bard has some sort of sorcerer heritage, but instead they believed they could only cast spells by playing on a lute. I would buy that lore. I would buy that lore.
I was gonna say that's a pretty easy one to like explain. But here's the thing: canonically, in D&D, no one, not even Mistra, knows how the fuck bards do magic.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Someone asked Mistra, okay, I understand warlocks, I understand sorcerers, I understand wizards, I understand paladins and clerics and druids and rangers. I even understand monks.
Oh, monks,
Bards.
yeah.
And Mistra's just like,
Who the fuck knows at this point?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry. They're like, what do you mean the goddess of magic doesn't know? She's like, well,
Literally
first
just
of
goes,
all,
I don't know.
First of all,
What the fuck
I'm
you mean
new
you
on the
don't know?
job. Second of all,
First of all, I'm the goddess of magic, not knowledge.
second of all, I don't know. I don't go around them long enough to ask because they keep trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, so bards, monks, and sorcerers, because basically rogues are just stealthy people, right? Okay, so rogues are just stealthy people. They're not really going to add anything to a story. There's nothing really special that rogues do that doesn't require gods to intervene. Like, yeah, a rogue can become like one with the shadows, but that requires them to have some sort of faith in a shadow deity.
No, to be fair, you have the likes of Artemis and Terry that are the pinnacle of
They're
murder
just really good rogues, but I'm talking about the rogue subclasses that are like shadow melders and stuff like
Shadow
that.
Jumper.
Yeah.
Like you can
that
have
doesn't
just a
require
raw
deity.
rogue, which is like what Artemis is, but I'm talking about like the more mystical rogue classes all rely on external sources to empower the rogue.
Yeah.
So they're just really sneaky people. I mean, it's like, so yeah, you got like an assassin, but they're just an assassin. They're not anything special. They're not really gonna add anything to the story that you couldn't have added yourself by having an OC who was an assassin. Fighters are the same way. They're just fighters.
Yeah.
Rangers are just fighters, but they use a bow.
Some of them moonlight as druids.
Yeah. So, but the druid powers wouldn't be here because
Yeah.
So all you pretty much have in terms of actually changing a story up, without bringing all of the D&D baggage. That's what this is all relying on. Is monks, and bards and sorcerers. And as far as that goes, bards might get involved in a situation if they want to fuck the person involved or if they're being paid to, but are otherwise of the alignment persuasion where they kind of just like to wander around and do them. They do their thing.
Neutral.
No.
Yeah.
More kind of just like good neutral.
Neutral good, yeah.
Then you have monks who are true neutral or neutral good as well.
Also lawful evil, neutral evil. Monks have a lot of alignments.
Monks can't be any alignment besides neutral, or else they lose their monk.
When did that become a thing?
3.0.
Dude, that's been a thing since 3.5.
No, I've seen monks in 3.5 being lawful good.
No.
Like you could play a lawful good monk.
Oh yeah, lawful neutral or lawful good. Yes, my bad.
See? And evil, lawful evil too.
No, lawful good or
Yes.
lawful neutral.
You could play a
The monk class can only be taken if your alignment is lawful good or lawful neutral.
Again, quick note, almost always lawful neutral.
Yes. Because lawful neutral does let you be evil, just not evil. Evil.
You are a bad guy, but not a bad guy.
Effectively.
For a monk, becoming an adventurer means leaving a structured communal lifestyle and becoming a wanderer. This can be a harsh transition, and they do not undertake it lightly. Those who leave their cloisters take their work seriously, approaching their adventures as personal tests of their physical and spiritual growth. As a rule, they care little for material wealth and are driven by a desire to accomplish a greater mission than merely slaying monsters and plundering their treasure.
Yeah, so
And then there's the monks that are just there to fight people.
lawful neutral, well, that's some denominations. Lawful
that's
neutral
what-
monks can do evil actions because the action in of itself isn't evil or good because they're actually pursuing their philosophical peak.
They're pursuing a greater good.
Yeah, effectively.
No, it's not always a greater good. It
No,
can be.
it's a
be
greater
entirely
good
dependent.
in the context of the monk pursuing their philosophical peak. It's not good as an actual good. It's
Yes.
good as in a goal good. They're great.
Yes,
The monk's
because if
greater
you
goal
look at
is their
stuff like
spiritualism.
the Way of Long Death monks.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Long Death monks come in two flavors.
Dead and alive.
Fine.
Do you want to
they
talk
come-
about your monk?
No, that's what I'm saying, right? There are two ways to interpret Way of Long Death monks. The first is they're essentially psychopathic murderers.
Yeah.
And the other is chroniclers.
Yeah.
They're out there to chronicle death. Sometimes that means bringing it. Most of the time it just means being in the middle of a fight. Right? Their job is to functionally be a rememberer for every person they meet in combat.
Man, a dwarf slayer and a monk would get along fucking amazingly.
A Way of Long Death monk would be every single dwarf slayer's best friend because his sole job is to go around and remember things that die and be right there in the middle of it.
Come on, Manling. We've got monsters to slay.
But anyway, point being, so you have your monks. They can be enticed to do things in a story, in a more narrative-friendly way that doesn't require you shanghaiing them. Because honestly, that's what it really is. At the end of the day, the bard is always shanghaied into the party.
The bard is shanghaied, really?
Yes.
No, the bard comes along because it looks interesting. That's the fucking dude from The Witcher. Think about it.
I've
He went
never.
along with Geralt because it looked fun.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so shanghaied, or it was too interesting to pass up.
Yes.
So, from there, you have the bard taken care of, you have the monk taken care of, and then you have the sorcerer. Sorcerer, they're fucking chaotic. I don't care what alignment you say you are, you're fucking chaotic as a sorcerer. You just are. That's just the people that play sorcerers can claim their whatever alignment they want, but they always play as chaotic. Really,
It kinda
truly,
comes with the
in their
territory.
heart. Yeah, it really does. Especially a wild magic sorcerer. Which Nose found out the hard way.
What did I find out the hard way?
The time I played a wild magic sorcerer in one of your campaigns, and you were like,
Oh,
huh,
yes.
I'm gonna hit you with the wild magic thing. And I was like, oh, thanks for the free spells. You're like, oh, wait, no.
Well, I was using. You were like, I'm just gonna cast spells willy-nilly. Like, all right, you're gonna take your fucking penalty. And I'm like, and you're like, what penalty? And I'm like, oh, I need to reread his fucking character sheet. It seems.
What penalty?
then-
You mean the free spell penalty?
And then I read it. He is no longer allowed to play. It's like when someone decides to play clown in fucking Space Station 13. They are now banned from playing clown.
But as far as sorcerers go, they're the easiest narratively to rope into whatever sort of situation's going on. And they also have the most effect. I mean, don't get me wrong, monks can be pretty useful, and bards have a very diverse talent pool that they could theoretically have. But sorcerers would be the most impact overall on a majority of stories, unless you bring the D&D deities into the story. At which point, shit's about to get a lot more complicated, and it really isn't worth trying to answer the question at that point.
What in God's name did I come back to?
Why I limited the question to only people that don't bring D&D deity baggage into the setting.
Ah, yes.
But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go order some pizza. It's 10:30. Everyone have a good night, but be sure to come back on Tuesday because, there is always more, and unfortunately, it somehow always gets worse.